Chapter 177. Humph. An upper great vehicle stage cultivator dares to be so presumptuous in front of me. How dare you call yourself my lord? At this time, the shadow stood in the air and looked at the elder of the insect fish clan who had been blasted to the ground. His eyes were full of disdain. Humph. Don't boast shamelessly in front of me. So what if you're in the upper great vehicle stage? Don't think that I can't see that you're also in the upper great vehicle stage. It's not certain who will win. As he spoke, the leader of the Kunyu tribe gathered his strength and charged towards the black figure. This time, the black figure could clearly feel that the person charging towards him was much stronger than before. Hence, he did not underestimate his opponent and took this battle seriously. Well, in that case, I'll let you compete with me. Let's see who will win this time. But this time, you won't be so lucky. This time, it's either you die or I die. After saying that, the shadow took out a 3-foot sword and waved it in the air as if it was alive. Suddenly, bursts of sword chi were emitted from the sword. Sword chi exterminates the heart, exterminates the world. In an instant, He Xiong launched his proudest martial skill. In an instant, the sword chi was released from the sword and rushed towards the elder of the insect fish clan. What? At this time, the elder of the insect fish clan who was rushing towards him felt the power above his head and wanted to escape. However, the sense of crisis was too close for him to avoid. In the end, he could only choose to resist with his body. Bang! After the sword chi collided with the body of the elder of the insect fish clan, it instantly turned into a parabola and flew towards the ground. Kacha! 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 This time it was not as easy as before. The elder of the insect fish clan who was bombarded to the ground by the sword chi of the black shadow suddenly heard the sound of bones breaking. This sound made the people of the insect fish clan who were next to him feel a chill down their spine. Cold sweat could not stop dripping from their faces to the ground. Puff! The elder of the insect fish clan who got up spat out a mouthful of blood. In an instant, his face turned pale and the aura of his body became extremely weak. How is this possible? We're all upper great vehicle stage cultivators. Why are you so strong? Why did you kill my son? At this time, the elder of the insect fish clan who knew that he was going to die. He knelt on the ground and screamed at the shadow. Why? That's because your son tried to rape my wife and even tried to kill me. It's just that my cultivation is stronger than his, so he died and I'm still alive. Originally, I wanted to play around and exterminate your entire clan. At this moment Linley, who had been hiding in the dark and watching the battle, walked out and said to the mournful Kunyu patriarch. His tone was cold and murderous. You of the insect fish clan? Please. Of the insect of. It's all my fault. Please don't vent your anger on my clan. I beg you, young master. Please don't exterminate my insect fish clan. We have lived here for generations and we have never harmed anyone. Please. Listen to me. I intend to exterminate your insect fish clan. However, I don't see anyone like your son in your clan. There's no one like him who did evil. Therefore the heavens are virtuous. Saving a life is better than building a 7-storied pagoda. I've decided not to exterminate your insect fish clan. However, I can't do this to you because you have to pay for what your son has done. Hearing Linley's words, the Kuan fish laughed bitterly. It turned around and said to the members of the Kuan fish clan, "Let's go. From today onwards, I, Moshing of the insect fish clan, will resign from my position as the head of the insect fish clan. From now on, I'm not allowed to go to the territory of the human race. If I violate this rule, I'm sure everyone knows the rules. Yes, head of the insect fish clan. From now on, I will lead the insect fish clan to live in the chimeric deep sea. We will never leave this place, including our descendants." At this time, after hearing the words of the insect fish clan's patriarch, the man named Tianjin walked out and knelt in front of the insect fish clan. He swore to the heavens. "Well, remember what you said. Don't be like me. I will only harm you." After saying that, the insect fish clan's patriarch turned his head and knelt on the ground. He looked at Lin Ray in the sky and said with a smile, "Thank you. Thank you for forgiving my insect fish clan. I will do as you said." After saying that, the man's palm turned into a claw and directly hit the insect fish clan's head. At this moment, no one could react except for Lin Ray. Bang! The man's palm directly penetrated the insect fish clan's head. Blood and brain matter spurted out from the gaps between his fingers. The scene was extremely horrifying. Haha, you're straightforward. Looking at the dead insect fish clan's patriarch, the resentment in Lin Rei's heart disappeared. He raised his head and said to the crowd, I'm a man of my word. Since I said I'd let you go, I won't go back on my word. Also, remember your oath to never disturb the humans on this island. If I find out, don't even think about surviving in the entire sea of innocence. After saying that, Lin Rei turned around and left with the members of the dark section. All the insect fish clan members who stayed behind were grateful to Lin Rei and knelt on the ground in the direction where he disappeared. After that, Tian Jin led the insect fish clan away from the mainland and into the depths of the chimeric sea. From then on, they were separated from the world. After leaving, Lin Rei brought everyone back to the place where he lived. Looking at the place where he lived for 6 years, to be honest, Lin Rei was very reluctant to part with it. Sigh. If it weren't for your restraints and his family members who were waiting for him on planet Aqua Blue, he might really have lived in this carefree place with his wife and children, slowly growing old until he died. Black Shadow, go and pack up. Tomorrow, we will leave this place and return to the Tianxian continent. After sighing and being silent for a long time, Lin Rei finally recovered from the memories of the past. Then he said to the Black Shadow behind him who was on standby. Yes, I will have them pack up now. This subordinate will take his leave first. Go ahead. Seeing the Black Shadow leave, Lin Rei sorted out his emotions, pushed open the door, and walked in. He had lived in this house for 5 years, and he had personally built it for Jin Ling. Ah. Husband, you're back? Is the matter settled? Jin Ling, who was playing with Jin En inside, heard the sound of the door opening. She turned around and saw that it was her husband. She asked with concern. It's settled. Everything has been settled. But we have to leave this place. At this point, Lin Rei's emotions, which had just been sorted out, became heavy again. Although she had lost her memories all these years, and everyone who was together with her had returned, her memories were also lost. His feelings for Jin Ling were still the same. They were very loving and had not changed. Sigh. It's okay. Although I really want to live here forever, I know that there must be something you want to do. I love you very much and want you to stay, but I want to see you happy. I don't want to be a burden to you. Hearing his wife's words, Lin Rei felt ashamed. He had never made her feel so wronged. Don't worry. When we return to my hometown, I will bring you back to see my mother. I believe that she will like you too. After Lin Li promised Jin Ling, he came to her side and hugged her in his arms. Why don't we return to 5 years ago, on the first day of our wedding? Just nice. Let this memory stay in our memories forever. As he spoke, Lin Rei's breath began to become heavy. In the end, the two of them looked at each other with heavy breaths. The love in their eyes was like that of a young couple who had just gotten married. Aya, husband, don't be like this. is still watching from the side. Wu Wang, who was originally out of control, was forcibly suppressed by Jin Ling. It's okay. He is here. Anyway, he is our son. What's there to be embarrassed about? At this time, Lin Rei's desire had reached its limit. He did not care whether Jin En was present or not. As he spoke, his large hands began to grope Jin Ling's body. Don't. If you do this again, I won't let you on the bed in the future. In an instant, after hearing Jin Ling's words, Lin Rei's hands suddenly stopped moving. He was abruptly stopped by Jin Ling's words. Ling, it's fine as long as Jin En is not here. No matter what, Jin En has grown up. As parents, we can't let our child be like this and watch us like this. Hearing his wife's words, Lin Rei smiled. Then, with a wave of his hand, Jin En, who was originally playing, instantly fainted on the ground and lost consciousness. Husband, you. Seeing this scene, Jin Ling suddenly panicked. She hurriedly wanted to get up to check on her son's condition, but she was stopped by Lin Rei. All right, yes, he's fine. He was just knocked out by my spell. He'll wake up tomorrow, and by then, his body won't feel any discomfort. He'll only feel that he had a good sleep. After saying that, Lin Rei could no longer hold back and directly pushed Jin Ling onto the bed. A fierce battle began just like that. It was not until late at night that the two of them stopped. Husband, we are leaving tomorrow. At this time, Jean Ling, who was sweating but had a rosy complexion, lay on Lin Rei's chest and said to him reluctantly, It's okay. Our life will be better in the future. Moreover, I want you to be with me forever. Just like that, the two of them did not sleep for the whole night. They chatted from late at night until dawn. Both of them put on their clothes. At this time, Lin Rei woke Jean N, who was lying on the other bed. Chapter 178. Let's go. Everything here will only exist in our memories. I met you here, we fell in love here, and we even had our first child here. Everything here will forever appear clearly in our memories and will never be erased. At this moment, Lin Rei and his wife Jean N, who had made all the preparations, looked at the place where they had lived for a long time. Although they were reluctant to part with it, they still chose to leave. In an instant, Lin Rei's spiritual energy enveloped Jean Ling and Jean N, and they arrived at the edge of the island where Black Shadow came from. Greetings, Sect leader, mistress, and young master. At this moment, Black Shadow and the others had been waiting for a long time. When they saw Lin Rei suddenly appear, they hurried forward and bowed respectfully to Lin Rei and the other two. Lin Li didn't mind. After all, these people were all members of his sect. But Jean Ling was different. She was an adult, after all. When so many people addressed her as madam, she felt a hint of joy in her heart, but she didn't dare to show it on her face. As for Jean N, because of his young age, he only felt a bit of curiosity upon seeing so many people. Get up. Follow the original route you took. I believe you've already cleared all the demonic beasts on your way here. Yes. When we first came here, many of our brothers died. That's why we were able to come here. Upon hearing Lin Rei's words, Black Shadow and the others explained to Lin Rei with sorrowful expressions. Sigh. I understand. Let's go. Get to the Tianxian continent as soon as possible. Once we're done with the rest, I'll take you out of here and head to a more spacious planet. Yes, we pledge our lives to follow Sect leader. With that, Lin Rei and the others set off for the Tianxian continent. They traveled day and night without stopping for even a moment. At the edge of the Tianxian continent's Sea of Innocence. At this moment, at the edge of the Tianxian continent's Sea of Innocence, more than 10,000 people were waiting here. The aura on each of them was enough to dominate an area. Eldest senior sister, what do you think Master will say when he returns and sees our cultivation? At this moment, the 5 people standing at the very edge looked at the Sea of Innocence with smiles on their faces. One of them, a bald man, asked the woman next to him. Hee, Master. When the time comes, Master will definitely say that you guys are slacking off while Master isn't around. Look, you guys have the nerve to talk nonsense in front of me with this little bit of cultivation. It seems that if I don't treat you guys harshly in the future, you won't know how to write the name Lin Rei. Ha. World, you're simply another version of Master. I didn't expect you to understand Master so well. At this moment, when the other 4 heard the woman's words, smiles blossomed on their faces, and they were filled with admiration for this world. That's not entirely true. Maybe Master will say that? The man next to him rubbed his throat and said to the crowd with a serious expression. Good. You're all worthy of being Lin Rei's disciples. To be able to reach the next stage of Pig Trotter's Rice Mahayana in 6 years, you've all done well. Master is proud of you. Tears welled up in everyone's eyes when he finished speaking, including the person who was pretending to be Master. Cullen, do you think Master will really praise us like you said? And how has Master been these past few years? I heard that he was seriously injured when he disappeared. I wonder if he's recovered now. At this moment, another woman among the 5 said to Ken Lewin. Her voice was filled with longing. Sigh. Junior brothers and sisters, our Master is always full of surprises. For example, when he took us in as his disciples. These 5 people were the 5 disciples that Lin Rei had personally taken in. In the past 6 years, they had missed Lin Rei more and more, but they couldn't find him. As a result, they had devoted all their time to cultivation. That was why, in the past 6 years, they had been able to go from being unknown cultivators to being experts who could shake a region. Yes, senior sister is right. You don't know how shameless Master was when he took me in. He was the one who wanted to take me in as soon as he saw me, but in the end, he gave me a lot of benefits. Sigh. Our Master is always like this. He always has a path that ordinary people don't take. Forget it. Let's just wait here peacefully for Master to come back. With that, they sat down cross-legged and cultivated quietly by the sea. On the other side, Bing, who had been waiting, was staring at the sea expectantly. She didn't want to leave for a moment, for fear that she wouldn't see Lin Rei when he came back. Red Lotus, who had always wanted to know whether the Xuanzong Sect's sect master was Lin Rei, had secretly come here when everyone from the Xuanzong Sect had gone to the Sea of Innocence. She wanted to confirm the knot in her heart that had been gnawing on her mind for the past 6 years. At this time, Red Lotus was very anxious. She was conflicted when she thought that she would know the answer soon. She wanted to know, but she also didn't want to know. I'd like to see if the Xuanzong Sect's sect master will show up this time. Red Lotus had made up her mind. If the Xuanzong Sect's sect master didn't show up, she would continue to investigate until she figured it out. Of course, Lin Rei, who was flying on the sea at this time, didn't know that before he returned to the mysterious sky continent, there were already people who were thinking about him. Lin Rei, who had been flying on the sea for more than a month, was now close to the edge. He was very excited. He thought about Bing, Lin Tian, Dong Xiaonan, and his disciples. He thought about how they had changed over the past 6 years. Were they still as naughty and mischievous as before? What's wrong, husband? At this moment, after sensing that Lin Li's emotions had become agitated, he asked out of curiosity. Oh, it's nothing. I just haven't seen them for many years, so I'm a little nervous. I'm fine. Let's keep going. Hearing his wife's words, Lin Rei hurriedly hid all his thoughts. It wasn't time for him to miss them, because they were still on the Sea of Innocence. Anything could happen. It'll be over soon. In the next few days, whenever Lin Li had some free time, he would personally go and see his wife train. In addition, Lin Li was preparing to refine the primo fruit into a pill for Jean Ling to eat. That way, she would be able to raise her cultivation level in a short period of time without affecting her foundation. Finally, on the 6th day, Lin Rei and the others finally saw the edge of the sea. However, there were tens of thousands of people waiting on the shore. It seemed like they had been waiting there for a long time. Oh, I didn't expect that my return would cause such a stir in the entire sect. This is really a big scene. At this time, after seeing the people on the shore, he knew that these people were notified by the Black Shadow. The people who came to greet him were all disciples of the Xuanzong Sect. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei's body trembled with excitement and a happy smile appeared on his face. Quick! Look, it's the dark group. The dark group is back. At this time, a person on the shore had sharp eyes. Before the crowd saw Lin Rei, the person had already seen the dark group. He then shouted to everyone on the shore. In an instant, the disciples' words ignited the hearts of everyone on the shore. Whether they had seen Lin Rei before or not, whether they were Lin Rei's disciples or Bing, whether they were subordinates or people of other races, they were all excited when they saw the people flying on the sea. Oh! I didn't expect that you would have so many subordinates. It seems that I have underestimated you before. At this time, after seeing the situation on the shore, Jean Ling, who was now beside Lin Rei, said to her husband with a shocked expression. Her eyes were full of admiration. Alas! In fact, when I left, there weren't so many people in the sect. However, in the 6 years of development, I didn't expect them to develop to this extent. At this time, Lin Rei looked at the people on the shore and his heart was filled with emotions. However, he was more gratified. Soon, under everyone's gaze, Lin Rei, his wife and children, and the dark group successfully landed and returned to the Tianxian continent, which they had not seen for a long time. We, the Xuanzong Sect disciples, elders, ministers, pay our respects to the sect leader. We hope that the sect leader will live as long as the heavens, and that Funing will be in good health. At the moment Lin Rei landed, tens of thousands of people directly knelt on the ground and kowtowed to Lin Rei. The scene was amazing. Ha! Good, all of you get up. You have worked hard for so many years. When we return to the sect, I will reward you according to your merits. All of your hard work will be recorded in the life department of the sect. Looking at such people, Lin Rei was very happy. However, at this time he felt a strange atmosphere. Ah! Master, you are finally back. Do you know how much little you misses you? Where have you been all these years? Do you know? After knowing that you were missing, we almost went crazy looking for you, but we couldn't find you. Boo-hoo. Just as Lin Rei was about to go and catch the person hiding in the dark, Lin Wanyu, Lin Rei's first disciple, threw herself on Lin Rei and cried. Then, all the disciples came to Lin Rei. However, they were not as exaggerated as Lin Wanyu, but tears flowed from their eyes uncontrollably. Ha ha ha, good. You really didn't let me down. You are all my good disciples. I didn't think of you all these years, but because of various reasons, I couldn't come back to see you. When we return to the sect, I will come back with you one by one. However, now, we should welcome the friend hiding in the dark. I don't know. Should I invite you out, or should you come out yourself? Chapter 179. At this moment, after hearing Linley's words, everyone's eyes began to scan the surroundings. They wanted to find the so-called person that their sect leader had mentioned before. What? Master, is there anyone here? Everyone instinctively released their divine senses to explore the surroundings, but in the end, they all ended up empty-handed. They even suspected that the sect master was deliberately mystifying things. Ha! It seems that I really have to personally invite you out. After a long time, that person still did not appear. At this moment, Lin Rei sneered and disappeared on the spot. When he reappeared, he was already in the forest 1,000 meters away. Holding the martial emperor god's spear in his hand, he looked at an ancient tree with a murderous gaze and said coldly, "Come out. I don't want to say it again. I believe you know my strength. Not to mention you, even your companions who were several times stronger than you were killed by me. Do you think you'll come out if I have to do it?" Haha, long time no see. At this moment, Red Lotus knew that she could no longer hide it. She walked out with a helpless look on her face and spoke to Linley with a hint of helplessness in her voice. "Ha, I knew it was you." To be able to remain undetected in front of so many Mahayana realm cultivators, there are only you and Zhao Pan and his companions on the Tianxian continent. Both of them are dead, so you're the only one left. At this moment, when Red Lotus heard Lin Rei mention the name of his companions, she looked at him with a puzzled expression. She wanted to ask him, but she did not know how to ask. "Speak, what are you doing here? It seems that there are no other feelings between us apart from enmity." Looking at the silent Red Lotus, Lin Rei did not soften his heart. His tone was still cold and his face was filled with murderous intent. "Huh. You ask me why? Isn't it all because of your sect? Just 6 years ago, you and I suddenly sent out more than 1,000 cultivators above the form synthesis realm, which completely destroyed the Red Lotus Empire's plan to unify the continent. I thought it was nothing, but you sent out people one after another. In the end, the entire Tianxian continent was under your control. Do you think I could sit still?" At this moment when Red Lotus said this, there was a trace of displeasure on her face and her tone was filled with hidden bitterness. "Huh. I didn't want this to happen either. But anyway, why are you here? I don't believe that you're just here for fun." Fine. I was just curious. I even suspected that the Xuanzong sect and those cultivators who appeared on the Tianxian continent were your disciples. Later, I heard them say that their sect master might appear here, so I came. The result was beyond my expectations. I didn't expect you to be the sect master of the Xuanzong sect, the leader of those experts. At this moment, Red Lotus said this in a shocked tone. "Well, I knew it. Ling is the best to me. Don't worry. I will treat you well in the future. I won't let you get hurt in the future." "Well, I understand. Husband, young master." Just like that, the crowd who had thought that a bloody battle was about to break out, was pacified by Linley with just a few words. For more than 10 days, Jean Ling and Bing Jinran became very good sisters. This made Lin Rei a little puzzled. They didn't even let Lin Rei hear their whispers. At the same time, during these 10 days, Lin Rei finally returned to his residence, Zhoutian Xuanzong sect. Phew, I'm finally back. I'm finally back. My sect, my home. At this time, Lin Rei was very emotional. When he left a few years ago, it was a different scene. This time when he came back, it was indeed better than before. This made Lin Rei feel very gratified. "Well, you guys hurry up and rest. You can stay in my room. Bing will take you there in a while. As for the others, follow me to the meeting hall. I have something important to tell you." At this time, after returning to the sect, Lin Rei sighed and said to Jean Ling. After that, he led the higher-ups to the meeting hall, which they hadn't seen for a long time. "Okay, You guys don't have to guess. This time, I was plotted against by an expert at the peak of the Earth Immortal realm. As a result, my memory and cultivation were sealed, so I couldn't contact the sect. The seal was broken not long ago. Lin Rei knew what everyone wanted to ask, so he directly said the doubts in their hearts. Well, this matter is still a small matter. Next, I'll leave it to you. After hearing Lin Rei's words, everyone's face showed a determined look. They looked at Lin Rei, who was sitting on the throne of the sect master. Everyone present knelt on the ground and said to Lin Rei, "We are willing to share any burden for the sect master. Please give us your orders. We will definitely do it." Oh, well, get up. Why are you so serious? After hearing Lin Rei's order, everyone present stood up and stared at Lin Rei. They were all waiting for the task. All right, let's cut to the chase. This time, I'm going to bring all of you out of this sealed planet. But before that, Brother Nan, you have to collect all the treasures of the trading company as soon as possible, and prepare to go to another world for the use of the sect. When we reach the real cultivation world, I'll help you build a real Nine Heavens trading company. At that time, I'll let your trading company spread throughout the entire cultivation world and the immortal world. After hearing Lin Rei's words, Dong Xiaonan naturally agreed. Even if there were no other conditions, he would still agree. After all, Nine Heavens Trading Company was the financial lifeline of the Nine Heavens Xuanzong sect. Yes, I will go and inform all the branches on the continent and let them transport everything here. After saying that, Dong Xiaonan walked out. Everyone's face showed an excited smile. Okay, you have tasks. All right, all of you have your tasks as well. Gather all the disciples during this period of time. I want to know the names of the special members, and I will also change your current positions. Now that the sect is growing stronger, some other things need to be built. After this, we should only do it when we reach the real cultivation world. Therefore, during this period of time, all of you must take away everything that the sect can. Don't leave a single thing here. Once everything is over, we will set off for the world that I have obtained. At this time, Lin Rei's eyes were filled with yearning and excitement. He couldn't wait to go home. Yes, we will go and prepare now. We will take our leave first. Okay, you all go. Wan Yu, Estranged, Shen Yuan, Euro, Kaluan, and Lin Tian stay behind. The others can leave. After hearing Lin Rei's words, everyone except for the names that Lin Rei had mentioned left. At this time, only Lin Rei and the 6 people who stayed behind were left in the meeting hall. At this time, they were very nervous. They were wondering why their master, young master, had left them here. Chapter 180. All right, stop guessing. I know you guys are here for a simple purpose. I haven't seen you for so many years, so I want to talk to you guys. Of course, I also want to see how you guys have been doing in the past few years. I can't just see that you guys are in the Mahayana realm. Although I'm only in the middle stage of the crossing calamity stage, I'm still more than enough to deal with you guys. After saying that, Lin Rei stood up from his seat with a hint of ridicule. In an instant, he came to the side of the 6 people, and a martial emperor divine spear appeared in front of them. Master, don't we? Oh, cut the crap. Come on. Let Master see how my good disciples and little Tian have grown over the past few years. Hearing their evasive words, Lin Rei interrupted them directly. The martial emperor divine spear in his hand turned into a long dragon and came in front of them in an instant. Clang! Just as the 6 of them saw that the danger was right in front of them, they did not hesitate and immediately took out their magic treasures, directly blocking Linley's attack. Master, we were wrong. Don't be like this. We're not your match. Right now, the youngest Cullen had a pained look on his face as he spoke to Linley. His hands were trembling, but his eyes were filled with shock. Gah! Since you're able to withstand this move of mine, there's no need for me to hold back anymore. Ha! With a loud shout, Lin Rei released all his cultivation. A pressure that didn't belong to the middle stage of the crossing calamity stage swept out with Lin Rei as the center. Huff, huff, huff. Suddenly, the sound of wind blowing could be heard in the closed meeting hall. The wind was so fierce that it frightened the 6 people. At the same time, they were full of admiration. Silent Thunder Stab. In an instant, Lin Rei's first martial skill, Silent Thunder, was launched in front of the 6 people. What? Master, you're serious? Seeing their young master, use a martial skill, the 6 people came back to their senses in an instant. Their faces were serious, and they were no longer as playful as before. Grade 3 Incinerating Wind Extreme. In an instant, the 6 of them used the top martial skills that Lin Rei had given them. A huge force rushed towards Lin Rei. The force was mighty and ferocious. Hee, you want to fight me in one move? If that's the case, then come at me. Level 3 Incinerating Wind. Meteorite. It was the same move as the 6 of them, but it was much more powerful than theirs. It directly rushed towards the 6 of them. Rumble, rumble. When the 2 waves of attacks collided, the resulting shockwave directly collapsed the meeting hall. The 6 people were also blown away by the shockwave. As for Lin Rei, he was still standing in the same place, smiling as he looked at the 6 people who were blown away. Of course, this anomaly also attracted the attention of everyone in the valley, including Jinling and Bing, who had returned to their rooms. They rushed to the scene as soon as the anomaly appeared. It seems that my movements are a bit too big. Seeing so many people gathered, Linley's face revealed a hint of embarrassment. When he once again saw the 6 people in the distance, they had stopped their bodies from being blown away by the wind. Their faces were filled with shock as they stared at Linley, who was still standing there. Okay, go back. I'm just accompanying my disciple and brother to learn from each other. If there's nothing else, go back. In an instant, Lin Rei came to Lin Tian's side and said to the people who were watching this place with a smile on his face. Yes, we will follow the sect master's order. After hearing Lin Rei's order, everyone returned to their positions. Of course, except for Jinling and Bing, who ran over and did not return. Master, look, such a good meeting hall was destroyed by your martial technique just like that. Sigh. What a pity. Just as the crowd dispersed, Wan Yu walked forward and looked at the destroyed palace in front of her with a look of regret. Pang! A chestnut was hit directly on Wan Yu's head. The sound was incomparably clear and it must have been very painful. If only you know. You're the only one who can make fun of me. I'm your master after all. Can't you respect me? At this time, Wan Yu's eyes revealed a look of grievance as she looked at Lin Rei who hit her. At this time, it could be said that she was angry but did not dare to say anything. Okay, this competition is over. If you don't want to go to Lin Tian, then come to Master. Master will let you have a taste of your master's wife's cooking. After saying that, Lin Rei came to Jinling's side and hugged Jinling's waist as he spoke to Lin Tian and the others. Okay. We originally had such a plan. At the same time, we also want to know what a master without cultivation and memory is like here. Hearing Lin Rei's words, Lin Tian and the others all agreed. At this time, Wan Yu, who was hit by Lin Rei, walked forward and directly held Jinling's arm. Then, she secretly gave Jinling a look. Now that the sparring had come to an end, everyone gathered in Linley's courtyard. Only, the difference was that Jinling, who was supposed to be cooking, couldn't help but walk into the kitchen and begin to cook. Jinling wanted to help, but was chased out by Linley. Jinling knew that as long as Lin Rei did not want to, no one could stop him. Therefore, she could only obediently walk out and then go to Wan Yu's side to chat. After many times of coaxing and pestering by Wan Yu, she finally got out of Jinling's mouth about Lin Rei's life on Wuwang Island in the past few years, including how Lin Rei recovered his memory. Hearing this, it made Bing, who was next to her, feel a little sad. At this moment, she wished that she was the one who lived with Lin Rei on the island. Unfortunately, there were not so many ifs in the world. Okay, don't talk, come in and eat. Today, I will let you have a taste of my cooking. However, your master's wife has eaten it for 5 or 6 years. After the meal, everyone present was full of praise. Of course, some talked about their life on the island in the past few years. Speaking of this, Lin Rei's face always showed a happy smile. Time passed slowly, and a month passed. On the 15th day after returning, Red Lotus arrived at the Xuanzong Sect's residence through the transmission formation of the Jiutian Trading Company. When she arrived at the residence, her face was full of shock. Of course, Bai Qi and Jian Wei also saw Red Lotus, but because of Lin Rei's warning, they did not go to greet her. As for the Nine Heavens Trading Company, due to the fact that they had already expanded quite a bit into the profound sky continent, it would take some time for them to collect everything. But fortunately, they were able to gather everything within a month. This made Linley feel very gratified. When he saw all the items of the trading company, his face revealed a look of shock. He did not expect that in just a few years, his young man could develop the trading company to such a level. The people who were ordered by Lin Rei to organize the list of all the disciples were soon finished. There were a total of 36,000 disciples in the sect, but half of them were above the combination realm. Of course, there were not many in the foundation establishment realm. Most of them were above the foundation establishment realm. This made Lin Rei even more happy. Sometimes there were less than 10,000 people. He did not expect that in such a short time, the sect would develop to such a level. How could Lin Rei not feel proud? A month passed. Basically, every day, Lin Li would sit in his courtyard and drink wine, tease his wife, and spend some time with his disciple. As for Jin, he would only let her go once. Because of that incident, Lin Li had made up his mind to have Jin undergo strict training. After returning, Lin Li had thrown her into the shadow department and ordered her to follow their training regimen. She was not to be soft-hearted just because Jin was Lin Li's child. As for Hei Long, Lin Rei went to see her after returning and told her what to do next. Hei Long was very willing to leave with Lin Rei, which Lin Rei had already expected. Things were solved one by one. Finally, on this day, everything was solved. Lin Rei's mood to go home was completely stimulated. In the past, he would look up at the bright moon and miss his hometown. Now, he had completely fulfilled his wish. On this day, in the Xuanzong Sect's encampment, this place was no longer the encampment. This was because everything here had been collected by Lin Rei, including all the palaces, the 2 defensive formations, and nearly 40,000 disciples. All of them were collected by Lin Rei in the Cloud Pagoda. Of course, this excluded Red Lotus, who was sent away in the tunnel. All right, when we get to the tunnel, I'll make a separate tunnel for you. At that time, we'll go our separate ways. You have your way, and I'll cross my single-plank bridge. From then on, we don't owe each other anything, and we'll never see each other again. Seeing that everything had been prepared, Lin Li told Red Lotus his thoughts, then took out the Realm Breaker teleportation tunnel. He didn't give Red Lotus another chance. Humph. Do you think I want to have anything to do with you? Seeing Lin Rei's attitude, Red Lotus threw a lazy look at Lin Rei and let him figure it out himself. Reincarnation transfer, break realm transmission, open. After uttering an incantation, he tossed the Realm Breaker teleportation tunnel to the ground. Instantly, a vortex appeared. Seeing the vortex appear, Lin Li truly felt a sense of nostalgia, and he couldn't wait any longer. System, when we arrive at the teleportation portal, send Red Lotus away. As for how many things I need, I will owe you first. I will slowly pay you back in the future. You have to ensure her safety in the tunnel. Just as they were about to leave, Lin Li said to Xiaolong. From his tone, it was clear that he was still afraid that something would happen to Red Lotus in the tunnel. Okay, remember what you said. When the time comes, I will double what you owe me. Hearing the system's words, Lin Li rolled his eyes. Without saying anything, he pulled Red Lotus by the hand and walked towards the road that led to his home. In an instant, when Lin Rei stepped into the portal, the Break Realm transmission formation disappeared without a trace. It was as if it had never appeared. From then on, the Tianxian continent became a beautiful memory in the hearts of Lin Rei and the others. Chapter 181. At 5:24 in 2013, on a bustling and noisy street in J City, Huaxia, a handsome man with snow-white hair, wearing an ancient costume, and a pair of sharp eyebrows and starry eyes suddenly appeared. No one knew how he appeared, but he suddenly appeared in the middle of the crowd. Phew! At this time, the man stood on the bustling street, looking at the people coming and going in a daze. His heart was incomparably excited. Ha! I'm finally back! I'm finally back! Suddenly, the man looked up to the sky and roared, saying the words, "I'm back." His voice was so loud that the passers-by all stopped in their tracks. Their eyes stared at the man who was laughing loudly, and their faces revealed a sick expression. F***ck, brother, are you okay? It's such a hot day, and you're wearing ancient clothes. You're not role-playing, are you? Yeah, brother, look at this hot day. Even if you want to be a star, you don't have to work so hard. Even if you're like this, the talent scouts might not necessarily choose you. At this time, a group of people surrounded the white-haired man and said to him in a persuasive tone, Huh. I know. When the man came back to his senses and saw a group of people surrounding him and saying such words, he subconsciously lowered his head and looked at his clothes. At this time, the man hurriedly thanked the onlookers, then pushed the crowd away and left the bustling city as fast as he could. Sigh, young people nowadays are always thinking of impossible things. I wonder if his parents know about it. Just after the man left, a white-haired old man with a kind face looked at the man's back and sighed. At this time, the man who had left the crowd had already come to a quiet corner. In this place, no one walked around, and no one would come here for no reason. Finally, the excited expression on the man's face faded, and he calmed down in the blink of an eye. Hee, I didn't expect that I, Lin Rei, would be taught a lesson by an ignorant ant. If this were to be seen by the people of the Tianxian continent, what would their expressions be like? This white-haired, ancient-robed man was Linley, who had just returned from the Realm Breaker teleportation tunnel. He had thought that he would be teleported to a place with no one around, but unexpectedly, the Realm Breaker teleportation tunnel had brought him to a bustling city. I wonder how Red Lotus is doing. Did she reach the planet she wanted to go to? At this time, Lin Rei, who had calmed down, thought of the process of the teleportation tunnel. Lin Rei made the system pay a heavy price to open a tunnel to another cultivation world for Red Lotus and let her go in. F***CK, host, what else do you want her to do? I think you should just forget about it. With her current achievements, if it weren't for you, she would probably still be dead. Just as Lin Rei was thinking about Red Lotus, the system spirit, the little dragon, walked out and said to Lin Rei with eyes full of disdain. You still have the nerve to say that. Didn't you say that after she woke up, she would only regain her memories and nothing would happen to her? Now you still have the nerve to talk about it after the fact. If you were a physical body, I would have caught you a long time ago and smashed your ass open. At this time, when he heard the little dragon's words, the anger in Lin Rei's heart suddenly vented. It would have been better if Red Lotus had not been mentioned, but what the little dragon, the main culprit, said had completely ignited Lin Rei. Didn't I explain this to you before? At that time, I was unconscious and the system malfunctioned, so it became like this. But don't worry, it won't happen again. After speaking, the little dragon hurriedly went into the system and did not make a sound, nor did it discuss Red Lotus with Lin Rei. F***CK, you're hiding. Seeing that there was no reply, Lin Rei gave up on bombarding the little dragon with words. After all, they still had a long time to be together in the future. After quarreling with the little dragon, he came back to his senses and looked down at his clothes and hair. A smile appeared on his face. Since I'm back, I'll completely return to my original life. Otherwise, if I go back like this, who knows what will happen? Illusory, four-sided construction. Suddenly, the celestial artifact on Lin Rei's body began to change. Finally, the appearance of the ancient clothes was gone. At this time, Lin Rei was wearing the clothes of this planet, which were half-sleeves, long pants, and sports shoes. It was as if he had become a different person. In the past, Lin Rei was like a steady, calm, and charming person. At this time, the transformation of the celestial artifact made Lin Rei more lively and cheerful, of course, except for his white hair that did not change. Sigh. Since I've changed, let's change more thoroughly. Touching the hair on his head, Lin Rei's face showed a trace of reluctance. After all, he liked how he looked when he was in the Tianxian continent. In an instant, the Emu 10,000 Laws sword appeared in his hand and directly chopped at the hair on his head. Now, Lin Rei's hair was no longer something that people in the barber shop could touch. At this time, his hair could not be compared to a precious artifact, but it was close to one. Bang! A hair fell from Lin Rei's hand and instantly fell to the ground. However, at this time, Lin Rei's hair was not lying on the ground but was inserted into the ground. If an outsider saw this, they would be scared silly. Soon, after a few minutes, the Emu 10,000 Laws sword in Lin Rei's hand naturally stopped and was put back into the storage ring. The hair that was cut by Lin Rei was also put away. At this time, Lin Rei had changed his appearance. His whole body was dragged out of the Tianxian continent and completely returned to his hometown, Huaxia. Sigh, I can't do anything now. My ID card is long gone and I don't know how many years have passed. Although the little dragon said that he returned to the day he left, but why do I feel that his words sound so unreliable? Everything was ready. Thinking that he didn't even have an identity now, for a moment, his whole person felt as if he had no sense of belonging. One must know that a person's ID card represented their existence. Collecting all his thoughts, Lin Rei walked out of the corner and returned to the bustling downtown. However, at this time, Lin Rei was in the crowd and did not look at him strangely like before. Hee. It seems that the etiquette of a different era is really a fatal thing. Just a change of clothes and a haircut, and so many changes have happened. At this time, Lin Rei's heart was very emotional. However, no matter how emotional he was, it was not as emotional as the thought of going home to see his parents. Seeing a jewelry store, Lin Rei stepped in. The moment he entered the store, a salesperson greeted him with a smile and asked Lin Rei who walked in. "I don't know, sir. Are you here to buy jewelry or sell jewelry, or to?" Looking at the salesperson's good attitude, Lin Rei did not say much. One hand reached into his pocket, but his consciousness had already entered the storage ring. He chose a piece of jewelry that could be sold. Looking left and right, Lin Rei finally set his eyes on a 3,000-year-old ruby. With a thought, it appeared in his hand in his pocket. Hee, don't bother. I'm here to sell jewelry. I just don't know who is in charge here. When the salesperson heard Lin Rei's words, his eyes lit up in an instant. "Sir, please wait here for a while. I'll go and find our manager for you." After speaking, the salesperson turned and walked into the depths of the store. After a while, the shop assistant brought a middle-aged man over with an anxious look on his face. I'm sorry for the neglect. Brother, please don't take offense." The man who came in quickly bowed to Lin Rei with a 90-degree etiquette, and said to Lin Rei with an apologetic face, "Oh, it's okay. Since you are the manager, I think you can make the decision. Then take a look first. How much is my gem worth?" With that, Lin Rei took out his hand from his pocket and handed it directly to the manager. As soon as his hand opened, the 3,000-year-old ruby appeared in the eyes of the manager. How is this possible? When the manager saw the ruby, his eyes became dull, but the excited expression on his face could be seen by anyone. "Oh, how is it? How much can my ruby be sold for? I still have things to do." Seeing the manager's expression, Lin Li smiled and urged the manager, who was still in a daze. Manager, this mister is talking to you." The salesperson who followed next to the middle-aged manager saw that the manager did not answer after hearing Lin Rei's words, so he came forward and shouted to the middle-aged manager. "Oh, I'm sorry, I was rude just now, but I want to persuade you, sir. This gem of yours, our shop can't buy it. Not to mention our shop, even in J City, it is the same. Your gem is so rare that it has exceeded the price range of money." The middle-aged manager's words directly gathered all the people present. They all wanted to see the gem in the middle-aged manager's mouth, but Lin Rei's eyes were sharp and his hands were fast. After hearing the manager's words, he quickly put it away, so that the people who came over did not see it. "That's a pity, but since this matter can't be done, then I want to ask, what year is this year, and where is this place?" This sentence completely confused everyone present. Everyone looked at Lin Rei with a puzzled expression, but the manager was not confused and quickly answered Lin Rei's question. Replying to this, "Mister, this year is already 2013, and this is J City. I don't know what other problems Mister has, but if you don't say it, I will help you." "What, 2013? Doesn't that mean that more than 2 years have passed since I left?" A scream directly scared the people present, and Lin Rei walked out of the jewelry store with a heavy expression. At this time, a group of onlookers saw Lin Rei coming. For a moment, they were curious and asked Lin Rei, "Well, yes. Why? Is there a rule that I can't come here at my age?" Oh no. Don't mind it. It's just that many people here haven't cut out any jadeite. If you are here for stone gambling, then let's start quickly. Let's see if your luck is as good as ours." When the man heard Lin Rei's words, he didn't show too much. Instead, he said what he wanted to say. The man even showed a harmless smile. "Oh, since you said so, then I'll take a look first. I'm not very familiar with it. I'll choose one when I'm familiar with it." With that, Lin Rei ignored the man and went directly to the place where the raw stone was dissected. At this time, A person was in front of the machine. He looked at the stone on the machine nervously and kept muttering. You must get it this time. If you don't, then it's over. You must get it. At this time, the man who was operating the stone-cutting machine saw the man's expression and shouted at him with annoyance. Sir, can you go somewhere else to mutter? If you're here, maybe my hand will slip and there will be a jadeite inside. That's not good. Ah! Don't. I'll leave now. When the man heard the stone-cutting machine's words, he hurriedly pushed it aside. He didn't want to damage the stone. Squeak, 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 squeak. Suddenly, an ear-piercing sound came from the stone-cutting machine. Lin Rei frowned and his face became gloomy. It was as if he didn't want to hear that sound. After a while, the machine stopped. The man who was looking forward to getting a jadeite turned pale and fainted on the ground. I don't know if he's dead or alive. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei was interested. However, before he figured out what was going on, Lin Rei wouldn't act rashly. Even so, there would still be people coming out to cut the stone. After a while, another person came out with a raw stone in his hand. He walked to the stone-cutting machine and handed it to the stone-cutting machine nervously. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei hurriedly came to the side and asked a middle-aged man who was watching the scene. Brother, can you please tell me what's going on with this stone-cutting machine? The sudden sentence directly stunned the middle-aged man. He turned his head. When he saw Lin Rei, he smiled. Sure, I see that it's your first time here. Then I'll give you the knowledge you've seen for free. Here, it's a stone gambling den that can make people rich or bankrupt overnight. Stone gambling has a great background and a lot of knowledge. Simply put, stone gambling depends on luck and foresight. If you choose a raw stone with good quality, no matter what's inside, as long as it's there, you'll definitely make money. If you're lucky, you'll probably be finished for the rest of your life. And not only that, this jade also has grades. For example, the Emperor grade, old type, new type, glass type, ice type, egg white type, bean type, oily green type, blue flower, blue water, clear water and so on. These types are all graded, especially the Emperor glass type. This kind of jade is suitable for the Emperor of the jade type. As long as it's the size of a thumb, it's worth hundreds of millions. Of course, it depends on your luck. However, I advise you not to waste your time here. There hasn't been jade here for a long time. Linley stood to the side and listened quietly. After listening to some simple knowledge, he thanked the middle-aged man with a smile on his face. Thank you for your teaching, brother, but I still want to gamble here. If there is really jade, then it means that I'm very lucky. But if there is no jade, then I'll give up on making a fortune. After that, Lin Rei came to the stone-cutting machine again and watched the whole process attentively. Alas! If you don't listen to good words, you will suffer losses. Seeing Lin Rei's action, the middle-aged man did not stop him too much. After all, he did not know this young man. At this time, Lin Rei, after watching for a few hours, had already understood all these things, so there was no need to continue watching. Leaving the crowd, Lin Rei walked into the shop and looked at the glittering raw stones. For a time, his divine sense was released instantly and fell directly on the raw stones on the shelf. Slowly, Lin Rei began to explore whether there was jade in the dead raw stones, but after checking a lot, there was no jade. After exploring all the raw stones, he only found a raw stone that looked like a silkworm baby. Alas, it seems that those who come here will lose everything. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei sighed and quickly walked forward, then picked up the raw stone with a silkworm baby and came to the stone-cutting machine. At this time, the owner of the raw stone shop noticed the raw stone in Lin Rei's hand, and immediately came up and asked Lin Rei with a smile. Little brother, do you want to buy this raw stone? Well, how much is it? Looking at the shop owner, Lin Rei did not have much interest in talking to him, so he directly replied in the simplest language. Looking at the little brother's appearance, I guess you are still a student. Then I won't say the high price. You can just give me 1,500 yuan directly. Hearing the boss's words, Lin Rei lit up. Then his divine sense swept through the raw stone shop and instantly found the place where the money was placed. Schwa! In the blink of an eye, Lin Rei left the place, then took out a few thousand yuan from the place where the money was placed, and then returned to the place in an instant. Well, it's really not very expensive. He reached out and took out a few thousand yuan, then counted 15 notes and handed them to the boss. Then he turned to the stone-cutting machine and said to the stone-cutting machine, "Master, you have to be careful with my stone. From here to here, first cut off the places I drew on the two sides, then grind the remaining places with a mill." With that, Lin Rei drew the place to be cut on the stone with the chalk next to him. "Okay, but this is what you said. If you cut it wrong, don't blame me." "Well, except that I will take responsibility for anything. Just do as I say. But remember, don't cut it crooked." With that, Lin Rei did not talk anymore. He took a step back and directly left the battlefield to the stone-cutting machine. Seeing this scene, a smile appeared on the stone-cutting machine's face, and then he cut it with a serious face. At this moment, everyone showed nervous, scared, and excited expressions. Only Lin Rei, the person involved, looked relaxed with a smile on his face. He looked at all this with a relaxed face, as if the raw stone being cut now was not his own. At this time, a middle-aged man with one eye, wearing a formal suit, and a smile on his face passed by Luo Yu Pavilion. When he saw Lin Rei, he suddenly became interested and walked up. At this time, Lin Rei's raw stone had been cut in half. Chapter 183. It's out. When the stone was cut halfway, a person with sharp eyes suddenly saw the jadeite in the stone the moment it was cut open. At the same time, this sentence attracted everyone's attention to Lin Rei's stone. F***ck, this kid is so lucky. We've been waiting here for so long, and he actually got it behind our backs. Yeah. Who said it wasn't? I don't know how much money I've spent on this stone, but until now, I haven't even gotten a single one. I didn't expect this kid to. The heavens are so unfair. When Lin Rei's stone was exposed, the onlookers all began to bemoan the state of the universe, but their eyes didn't leave the stone that was being cut for a moment. The squeaking sound was like a saw, pulling back and forth in everyone's hearts. Although the stone in the stonecutter's hand wasn't theirs, even if it wasn't, they were still very nervous looking at it. "Hee, little brother. Is this raw stone yours?" At this time, the man in a suit walked up the mountain and asked the calm Lin Rei curiously. "Yes, it's mine." Looking at the man in front of him, Lin Rei didn't seem to want to hide anything and said calmly, "Oh, aren't you nervous? According to my observation here for such a long time, when people gamble on stones, when the stonecutter opens their stones, everyone will be nervous. But when I look at you, little brother, I always feel a sense of mystery." "Oh, is that so?" "I don't think so, but you're right. I'm not as nervous as they are. Moreover, this stone is mine." After saying that, Lin Rei didn't intend to continue talking to the middle-aged man. Instead, he shifted his gaze to the stonecutter. His eyes were fixed on the stone that was about to be cut open. Slowly, the atmosphere at the scene became more and more intense. In the end, everyone was silent. Only the sound of rapid breathing could be heard. Everyone's eyes were fixed on the stone, and everyone's hands were red from clenching their fists. It was as if the stone that was being cut open was their own. Time passed little by little. The originally gloomy sky was now pitch black. The whole street of the stone gambling house was lit with fire. The scene was spectacular. At this time, Lin Rei's stone selection was nearing the end. Slowly, the stonecutter began to polish the stone according to Lin Rei's request. The stone fragments fell little by little, and the atmosphere at the scene became more dignified. Looks like it's almost done. Slowly, the jade in the stone appeared in front of everyone. Finally, an ice silkworm the size of a thumb appeared in the stonecutter's hand. It's out. Oh my god, I haven't seen it for a long time. The ice silkworm in the stone has already taken shape. When the ice silkworm jade appeared in front of everyone was excited. Everyone revealed a look of ecstasy. Their whole body was trembling, not knowing whether it was because of excitement or exhaustion. Little brother, this is the stone that you asked me to cut open for you. It's been a few years, and it's a formed ice jade." At this time, the stonecutter's ice silkworm walked to the front of Lin Rei. With a trembling voice, he handed the ice silkworm to Lin Rei. However, his eyes never left the ice silkworm in Lin Rei's hand. Thank you very much." Looking at the ice silkworm in his hand, Lin Rei's face revealed a smile. He walked to the front of everyone, opened his hand, and announced in a loud and deafening voice to the people present. In the eyes of outsiders, it was a big decision. However, in Lin Rei's eyes, it was not a big deal at all. Everyone, I've cut out an ice silkworm here today. Although I don't know how much this is worth, I'm in urgent need of money now, so I'll buy some on the spot. If you're interested, name your price. After he finished speaking, Linley turned his gaze to the people present and looked at them with a smile on his face. Really? F***CK, aren't you talking nonsense? Didn't this little brother say that if you don't want it, then I'll take the initiative? Little brother, I'm finished with this ice silkworm. I'll pay 2 million. I don't know what you think of this price. At this time, a person said the price in his heart to Lin Rei. His eyes were full of passion as he looked at the ice silkworm in Lin Rei's hand. However, Lin Rei saw greed in this person's eyes. This depends on whether anyone is willing to pay a better price. You know, I'm not familiar with this industry, so, sorry. After speaking, Lin Rei once again looked at the crowd. He wanted to see if there was anyone here who knew the value and was willing to pay a high price for it. Moreover, Lin Rei was also very curious about how much this stone could be sold for. I'll pay 3 million. This ice silkworm is mine. I'll pay 4 million. 5 million. 6 million. Just like this, the news of Lin Rei opening an ice-type ice silkworm instantly spread throughout the street of the stone gambling den. More and more people came here, and the price was getting higher and higher. As a result, the smile on Lin Rei's face became even brighter. At this moment, the price has risen to 16 million. At this moment, Lin Rei doesn't know if they are doing it for this ice silkworm or for their face. I'll pay 25 million. A voice that couldn't be ignored, suddenly came from behind. Lin Rei curiously turned around and saw that it was the middle-aged man who spoke to him just now. I'll pay 25 million. I don't know if this little brother is willing to part with it. It was this voice that directly covered the voices of everyone present. At this moment, the scene was silent. Everyone looked at the middle-aged man who was offering 25 million. Haha, I didn't expect you to be a rich man. No wonder you were so calm when you saw the ice silkworm. The middle-aged man slowly came in front of Lin Rei and directly handed a card to Lin Rei. This card has 25 million. If possible, we can exchange the money and the goods at the same time. Okay, we'll do as you say. Lin Rei didn't hesitate. 25 million wasn't attractive to Lin Rei at all. Even if the middle-aged man in front of him wanted to go back on his word, he could kill him in one breath. Therefore, Lin Rei didn't hesitate and simply took the card from the man's hand. Oh right, the password is 6 sixes. If you want to change it, then change it. The moment the middle-aged man took the ice silkworm, he remembered that he didn't give Lin Rei the password and quickly said it. Well, I got it. After speaking, Lin Rei turned and walked outside because all the raw stones in this shop had been scanned by his divine sense. Except for the raw stone just now, the rest were all broken stones. So Lin Rei didn't need to bring them here. Everything ended after Lin Rei left. The middle-aged man also left here after getting the ice silkworm. But he didn't leave this stone gambling street. Instead, he went to another place. Of course. Lin Rei didn't leave because he hadn't reached the number he thought of, so Lin Rei continued to look for the next shop. But this time, the shop that Lin Rei came to was not as good as before. It was a very small shop. Lin Rei, who chose the shop, walked in quickly. The moment he came in, Lin Rei released his divine sense and began to check the raw stones in the shop one by one. Yo, little brother, I wonder what kind of diamond you want? We have expensive ones, cheap ones, and even medium ones. We can recommend raw stones that are more suitable for you according to your financial conditions. Oh no, I'll take a look myself. Just as Lin Rei was checking the raw stones, the shop owner came in front of Lin Rei and began a wave of verbal bombardment. Then he was sent away by Lin Rei. Oh, okay, if you need anything, please don't hesitate to contact me. After speaking, the shop owner smiled and nodded, then turned and walked back to his original place. Lin Rei was also able to calm down. Slowly, just after the shop owner left, Lin Rei's face showed a happy smile. Just when Lin Rei thought that this shop was ready to give up like the previous shop, an unexpected surprise appeared in Lin Rei's mind. In a corner of the shop, There was a big stone covered with dust. It seemed that no one had cleaned it for a long time and no one cared about it. It was hidden in the corner, but this was what made Lin Rei happy. Just now, when Lin Rei explored the stone with his divine sense, he found that there was a beautiful, very beautiful jade hidden in the stone, and Lin Rei believed that in this stone, there would be a better and better jade than before. Not only that, the jade in this stone was not ordinary. Lin Rei had seen that the jade in the raw stone was at least the size of a football. Boss, I'm coming. When Lin Rei decided to buy the raw stone, he shouted at the door of the shop. After a while, the shop owner's voice came. He still had a smile on his face, and he came in front of Lin Rei and asked, "Little brother, have you chosen the raw stone?" "Well, not bad, I have chosen this raw stone, but I don't know how much it will cost." Hearing the shop owner's words, Lin Rei pointed at the raw stone he wanted. However, when the shop owner saw that the stone pointed at by Lin Rei was a stone that had been in their shop for more than 10 years, he couldn't help but laugh for a while. Chapter 184. What's wrong? Seeing the shop owner's expression, Lin Rei revealed a puzzled expression and asked him, "Hee, little brother, I'd advise you to change to another one. This raw stone has been in the shop for more than 10 years and no one has bought it. Do you think it's possible to cut out jade from such a big raw stone?" "Oh, so that's how it is." Hearing the shop owner's explanation, Lin Rei came to a realization. However, if he didn't have his divine sense, he wouldn't be so sure. "It's all right, boss. You just have to tell me how much this raw stone is. I've already taken a liking to it." Seeing the young man's determined gaze, the shop owner didn't say anything else and could only agree. "All right. Since little brother is so sure, then I'll take 1,000 from this stone. Since it's been in the shop for so long, little brother can help me deal with it." "All right, deal." After taking out a stack of RMB from his pocket, he counted out 10 bills and handed them to the shop owner. Then, he carried the stone and went to the stone cutting area at the entrance. "Master, please help me cut out this raw stone in my hand. The reward is negotiable." "Oh." At this moment, the stone cutter noticed the stone in Lin Rei's mouth. His face showed interest as he smiled and said, "Hee, little brother, don't tell me this stone is from the shop beside mine that hasn't been sold for more than 10 years. That's right. What's wrong? Is there a problem?" Hearing the stone cutter's words, Lin Rei didn't hide it and said it directly. "Oh. Nothing. I just feel that little brother is different from ordinary people. I didn't expect you to buy something that others don't even want. I'm really impressed." As he spoke, the stone cutter took the stone in Lin Rei's hand and sat down. He was about to start cutting the stone, but he was stopped by Lin Rei. "Master, please follow the line I drew and slowly cut it. After it's cut, use a grinder to polish it. You must be careful." Lin Li didn't even wait for the stone cutter's reply. He immediately cut the stone to a very small amount, picked up a piece of chalk, and began to draw on the large stone alone. This scene attracted the interest of the passers-by. "Hee, all right. Anyway, you're the one who bought it. You can cut it however you want. Don't blame me if you break it." As he spoke, the stone cutter didn't stop Lin Rei. Instead, he began to prepare for the stone cutter. More and more people gathered to watch, so much so that the road was blocked by the crowd. Soon, Lin Rei drew how to cut the line. Then, he pushed it aside and sat on the chair that had already been prepared. He quietly waited for the end of the stone cutting. Damn, this young man can still sit there calmly under such circumstances. It's really not easy. Yes, there was only one person on this street who could do this. It can only be Grandmaster Yuan. I just don't know where Grandmaster Yuan is and whether he can return here. At this time, after the group of people saw Lin Rei's appearance and attitude, they all revealed expressions of admiration and started discussing. Their voices were so loud that even Lin Rei, who was sitting far away, could hear them clearly. "All right, little brother, I'll cut it according to the line you drew. Don't blame me if anything happens. I know. Other than anything else, I'll take care of everything. Don't feel burdened. Calm down and take it slow. There's no rush." Seeing the stonecutter's appearance, Lin Rei understood his feelings very well. Therefore, Lin Rei didn't say too much. Instead, He let the stonecutter begin to dissect the raw stone. Squeak, 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 squeak. At the same time, this sound also meant that the stonecutter was about to start cutting the stone. Therefore, after a while, many people came here. Of course, Lin Rei also saw a familiar person in the crowd. It was the person who bought his ice silkworm. Lin Rei noticed him. At the same time, he also noticed Lin Rei. Then they smiled at each other and walked towards Lin Rei. After a while, they arrived in front of him. Little brother, this stone will be fine. You're cutting the stone you bought, right? As soon as they arrived in front of him, the middle-aged man said to Lin Rei. Moreover, his tone didn't contain any guesses. It was as if he already knew beforehand. Yes, that's right. I'm not that talented. I just saw a stone that I liked, so I bought it. As soon as I bought it, I couldn't wait to take it out to cut it. Who would have thought that the two of us would be so fated to meet again? Hearing the middle-aged man's words, Lin Rei directly answered the middle-aged man's question. His tone was full of determination. Yes. Therefore, when I saw you, little brother, I knew that there must be a good piece of jade in this stone. Therefore, I still want to fight for it. All right. Since that's the case, then let's wait for the stone to be cut. When the time comes, if there's really a piece of jade inside, you can buy it. Anyway, I'm short of money now. After saying that, Lin Rei's cousin closed her eyes. Of course, this was only what could be seen from the outside. Lin Rei had truly entered the system. When the middle-aged man saw that Lin Rei had closed his eyes, he didn't disturb him. Instead, he focused on the stone that was being cut. He wanted to see if this young man in front of him could cut out a piece of jade or not. At this time, Lin Rei had arrived in the system's cloud pagoda. Seeing Jin Ling and his other brothers who he hadn't seen for a few days, Lin Rei was very happy. His face revealed an excited smile. Hee Ling, how's your cultivation these past few days? Did you make any progress? Right now, the first thing Lin Li did upon arriving at the cloud pagoda was to go to Jin Ling's room, where he had lived for 6 years. When he arrived, Jin Ling had finished her training. Lin Li happily walked over, wrapped his arm around Jin Ling's waist, and began to greet her. Humph, you're still talking about it. It's been so many days and this is the first time you've come to see me. Hearing her tone, Lin Rei knew that Jin Ling was angry. He helplessly coaxed her, all right Ling, you know me. I hate it when you're like this because of unimportant things. Moreover, I just returned home a few days ago and haven't arranged everything yet. So I can only let you stay here for a few days. However, I can promise you that after a few days, I'll let you out. At that time, I'll definitely make up for the pain of not seeing each other for a while. What do you think? As he spoke, an evil smile appeared on Lin Li's face. His hands began to move, and in a short while, the two of them were panting. Fortunately, Lin Li was now only a divine sense and not a real body, so he could only enjoy the light with his mouth. The two stayed together for a long time before leaving Jin Ling's room. After coming out of Jin Ling's room, they went to see Bing, his younger brother, his 5 disciples, his 4 subordinates, Dian Wei, and Bai Qi. After that, Lin Rei returned to the main world. When he opened his eyes, Lin Rei saw that everyone was excited. Their faces were sweating because of excitement. Lin Rei didn't understand this scene. Damn! Isn't it just a piece of jade? Is there a need to be like this? After saying that, Lin Rei stood up and came to the side of the stonecutter. When he saw that half of the raw stone had been opened and the jade had been exposed, coupled with the burning and greedy eyes of the surrounding people, Lin Rei could guess that this must be a very good and high-grade jade. Haha, little brother, Yuan Zhongtian, have not admired many people in my life. Now, I admire you very much. I believe that if my father was here, you two would definitely become bosom friends. At this time, the middle-aged man came to Lin Rei's side and said dangerously to Lin Rei. His eyes were full of admiration, which made Lin Rei feel a little awkward. Oh, brother Yuan, you don't have to be so polite. I just got it by accident. How can I be like you? 25 million in one shot. A poor man like me can't be admired by brother Yuan. Haha, brother, you are really not an ordinary person. Well, I won't say any polite words. I have seen the type of jade of your jade. It is a glass type of imperial jade that hasn't appeared for a long time. Moreover, It is a rare red glass type. So, I have a personal relationship with you. I can give you the highest grade of this jade as long as you can buy it for me. After saying that, Yuan Zhongtian took out a business card from his pocket and handed it to Lin Rei. He said to Lin Rei, "Little brother, this is my business card. I am Yuan Zhongtian, the chairman of a jewelry group. This time, I came here to see if there is any good jade here. I hope you can sell this red glass type imperial jade to me." Hearing Yuan Zhongtian's words, Lin Rei took the business card in front of him and smiled at him. "Okay, I can give this imperial jade to you. However, you have to help me with a few things. Of course, I will not treat you badly. If you are in a life and death situation in the future, I can help you solve all the problems. Of course, my promise is only a one-time thing." Upon hearing Lin Li's words, Yuan Zhongtian's anxious heart finally relaxed as he asked Lin Li with a smile on his face. "Okay, I don't know what you want me to do. As long as I can do it, I will do it." "Okay." Hearing Yuan Zhongtian's words, Lin Rei didn't hide anything and directly told him what he wanted. "I want you to get me an ID card, the kind that is valid. Also, help me buy a car. It doesn't have to be too good, as long as it can come. Then, help me get a driver's license. Finally, prepare a house for me in Yanjing. As for what kind of house, you can decide." Chapter 185. Well, there's nothing else. It's just that it's a little troublesome to apply for an ID card. But don't worry, I'll do my best to help you. Hearing Yuan Zhongtian's words, Lin Rei's face showed a smile. At this moment, he also had a plan in his heart. "Mr. Yuan, I have a request. If it's possible, I believe it will be beneficial to both of us." "Oh, what?" It's nothing. I just want to use my imperial glass type jade to join your jewelry company. I believe that with this jade, you will definitely have a high achievement in the jewelry industry all over the world. Perhaps you can even become the leader of the jewelry industry in the world." The sudden words stunned Yuan Zhongtian. However, he was the director of a large company after all. He was a person in a superior position. After a while, he regained his senses and a smile appeared on his face. Perhaps you're right. My company naturally doesn't need any more people to join it. Furthermore, I don't need them. So, I'm sorry. However, if little brother needs help, I can help. Sigh. What a pity. After hearing Yuan Zhongtian's words, Lin Rei, who had been waiting for an answer, showed a regretful smile on his face. Then, he closed his eyes again and sent his divine sense into the cloud tower. When Yuan Zhongtian saw this scene, he didn't say anything and could only smile. Then, he focused all his attention on the cutting of the imperial glass type jade. After returning to the cloud tower, Lin Rei didn't go anywhere. He directly went to the place of the dark group. "Greetings, Sect Master." As soon as he entered the dark group, all the members of the dark group felt Lin Rei's arrival and all of them stopped cultivating. "Well, all of you get up. Now, 15 of you will jump out and dress up like me with short hair. Then you should be able to change your weapons. So, I'll give you 5 minutes. 15 of you, gather at the entrance of the cloud tower. If you don't finish in the stipulated time, you will leave the dark group and go to different departments." After speaking, Lin Rei didn't give them a chance to speak and left the headquarters of the dark group. He came to the entrance of the cloud tower and quietly waited for the 15 members of the dark group to arrive. Time passed little by little. Soon, 5 minutes had passed. Lin Rei's 15 people had neatly arrived in front of Lin Rei. All of them stood straight on the spot and focused on Lin Rei. "All right, we are no longer in the Tianxian continent. Here there are no common cultivators, and there are no houses like the ones you used to live in. Here the spiritual qi is extremely scarce. Everything here is high-tech. So when you are outside, don't care about anything and don't do anything. I will give you time to familiarize yourself with this planet." After speaking, Lin Rei waved his hand and the people disappeared from the system. All of them arrived at an alley not far from Lin Rei. At this time, all of them were wearing black suits and had short hair. Each of them was the standard of a handsome man. "Okay, don't be confused. I'm not far from you. I'll release a bit of my aura and you'll naturally be able to find me. However, when you see me, Don't call me Sect Master. Call me Young Master. Understand? When everyone suddenly appeared here and saw that the lights around them were the same but different from what they had seen before, they had a confused expression. However, Lin Rei's voice interrupted them. Hearing Lin Rei's command, everyone looked forward and sensed that Lin Rei's aura had arrived. Along the way, no one poked their heads out of curiosity and all of them were well behaved. Black Shadow and the others greet the young master. The sudden voice drew everyone's attention to the young master. Everyone looked at Lin Rei strangely, especially Yuan Zhongtian, who had just rejected Lin Rei. How could this be? These people's auras are not inferior to mine. Moreover, in front of them, I feel very insignificant from the bottom of my heart. It's so insignificant that it's terrifying. When Yuan Zhongtian realized this feeling, he was extremely shocked. Cold sweat flowed down his face uncontrollably. Okay, that's enough. Stand by the side. When this matter is over, Black Shadow, send someone to follow Boss Yuan. When you get what I want, come back and call me. When he saw the arrival of the people from the Dark Department, Lin Rei didn't even raise his head as he instructed them. Yes, we will follow the young master's instructions. After saying that, Black Shadow picked out 2 people from the crowd and made them follow behind Yuan Zhongtian. Okay, I know that you must have a lot of questions at this time. However, you have to remember that I am not sure if there are any cultivators in this world. I don't want you to expose your identity in front of the crowd. No matter when, unless you meet an expert like you or something that you can't solve. Of course, the probability of this happening on this planet should be very small. However, just in case, I still have to remind you. With his eyes closed, Lin Rei instructed everyone through voice transmission. His tone was very serious, although nothing could be seen on the surface of the massage. Yes, we will follow the young master's instructions. We will definitely remember the young master's words and not expose our identity in front of the crowd. Okay, it's good that you know. After saying that, Lin Rei didn't say anything else. However, at this time, the scene of the stone cutting was very lively. Oh my god! It's finally out. It's really the Emperor glass type that hasn't appeared for a long time. Moreover, it's a rare blood red color. Alas! It seems that the boss who sold this stone will definitely be very distressed. Hee, isn't that right? This is the Emperor glass type. Who wouldn't feel distressed? While everyone was talking, Lin Rei stood up and came in front of the stone-cutting master. He reached out and picked up the jade placed there. Then, he slowly came to Yuan Zhongtian's side. CEO Yuan, I'll give this imperial glass seed to you. Remember what you promised me before. In a while, my subordinates will follow you. I hope that everything can be settled in a short period of time. Although I don't have any concept of time, I hate those who waste time the most. As he spoke, Lin Li placed the imperial glass seed in front of Yuan Zhongtian. His tone was solemn. Yes, I know. However, I don't know your name, little brother. Or you can tell me your ID number. This way, I can get it done faster. He reached out and took the Emperor glass type. Then, he asked Lin Rei with a trembling voice. He didn't seem like he was rejecting him like before. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you. My name is Lin Rei. As for my ID number, it seems to be 13,042. Of course, if I remember correctly. Yes, okay. Now that I know Mr. Lin's name and ID number, I believe that there will be results soon. After getting some simple information, Yuan Zhongtian revealed a smile on his face. Well, during this period of time, you have to protect CEO Yuan well. When you get what I want, you can come back. At that time, I believe that you will find me. Now that he understood everything, Lin Li spoke to the 2 subordinates who had gone to retrieve the items. Yes, we will definitely listen to you, young master. Everything was naturally settled. As for the Emperor glass type, Lin Rei wasn't afraid that Yuan Zhongtian would give him less because he didn't believe that Lin Rei had the guts to do so. Alright. CEO Yuan. My matter here has been settled. I won't disturb you any further. Goodbye. Yes, Mr. Lin. Take care. I will settle your matter as soon as possible and give it to you. After finishing his words, Lin Rei led the dark group out of the gambling den. Yuan Zhongtian stared blankly at Lin Rei's back view. For a moment, he regretted rejecting Lin Rei's request. Alright, both of you, we have it too. Sorry for the inconvenience during this period of time. Once I'm done with your young master's matter, I'll give it to you immediately. It's fine, CEO Yuan. We are just following young master's orders, so, hearing the two's words, Yuan Zhongtian's face showed a trace of awkwardness, then he left with the two. He knew very well in his heart that the news of him getting the Emperor Glass Seed had spread. There might be some people who would come to rob him. Although this was what he said, it wasn't without reason. Not long after Yuan Zhongtian left, a group of people followed him. If Yuan Zhongtian saw them, he would know that these people were the ones who opened the stone in the crowd just now. Hurry up. It's so strong. Such a big piece of Emperor Glass type. I don't want to miss it. At this time, the leader of the group of people behind Yuan Zhongtian said to the dozen people behind him with greedy eyes. But big brother, won't we be arrested like this? My wife just gave birth 2 days ago. I don't want anything to happen at this time. You also know that I'm the only one in the family who can earn money to support the family. Shut up. It hasn't even started and you're already afraid. If you're afraid, get out of here. When the leader of the group heard what the person behind him said, the smile on his face instantly disappeared. He shouted angrily at the man who had just spoken. Thank you. I'll leave now. I'll leave now. After hearing the leader's words, the middle-aged man left in a hurry. Humph. All of you better remember this. In the future, don't let such people out. Hey who, don't need such people as my underlings. If any of you want to leave, hey who, will not stop you. Chapter 186. Yo, you're quite loyal, aren't you? I thought a robber like you would only care about your own memories and not the wishes of your brothers. The sudden voice startled everyone present. Following the arrival of the voice, a man walked out from a nearby street. He had a head full of white hair and was extremely handsome. It was Linley, who had already left. It's you? When the leader Black Tiger saw that the person who came was the seller, his face revealed a strange expression. That's right, I didn't want to come out, but you guys were dishonest. Tell me, of all the people you could rob, you had to have ideas about mine. You guys are really disobedient. At this time, Lin Ray's face revealed a regretful expression. Originally, Lin Ray had already left the gambling den, but after thinking about it, he came back to help Yuan Zhongtian deal with the tale behind him so that he could focus on his own matters. Humph, news. I advise you not to act rashly. Besides, that jade is no longer yours. Even if I really get it, it won't prevent you from getting the money. As long as you don't see us after this matter is done, I will give you some money. What do you think? Ha. Suddenly, after seeing Lin Ray come out after hearing what he said and with a disdainful smile on his face, Blackboard's face turned gloomy and he couldn't help but ask. You. What are you laughing at? Me. After hearing Black Tiger's words, Lin Ray, who was laughing, said to him with a playful expression, I'm looking for you. Do you think I care about that little bit of money? Besides, why should I cooperate with you guys? Do you have the qualifications? At this point, everyone's face turned gloomy, but in the next moment, Black Tiger and the others all admitted defeat. Sorry, it's our fault. It's our fault. We won't dare to do it again. Let me go after you speak. Just as Black Tiger and the others were about to make a move, they suddenly saw a dozen people behind Lin Ray. Although all of them looked to be in their teens, they had already lost in terms of numbers. Humph. Remember this. There are some people that you can't afford to offend in your lifetime. So this time, I'll treat it as a lesson for you. Next time, use your moves more cleverly. Don't fall. With that, Lin Ray retreated to the back. Then, more than a dozen people from the dark department came forward. Let me out of the way. Don't kill them. Just break their bones. As soon as Linley finished speaking, the dozen or so members of the dark tribe sprang into action. Each of them was like a ghost, and they instantly appeared in front of everyone. There were Grand Ascension stage members of the dark tribe, and even if they didn't use spiritual power, they could use their physical strength to lift things that weighed tens of thousands of kilograms, let alone a group of mortals who had never cultivated before. In the next moment, A group of miserable screams accompanied by the sound of bones breaking came from Black Tiger and his group. Immediately, the passers-by would take a detour. There were even some curious passers-by who would stand to the side and watch this scene. In less than a minute, everyone was dealt with. Then, they all retreated behind Lin Ray and stood there respectfully. Hee, Black Tiger, right? Yes. Yes, I am Black Tiger. Lin Ray walked forward with a bloodthirsty expression on his face. He squatted in front of Black Tiger and said. When Black Tiger saw Lin Ray again, he looked at Lin Ray in horror and kept stepping back. However, at this time, after being tortured by the Dark Department, Black Tiger's legs were broken. At this time, he was lying on the ground, looking very pitiful. Remember, this is a lesson. Your injuries will be healed after a few months in the hospital. Take advantage of these few months in the hospital and think carefully. See if you dare to rob again in the future. After saying that, Lin Ray didn't say anything else. He stood up and left with everyone. At this time, Black Tiger was lying on the ground, regretting that he didn't listen to the words of his brothers. However, there was no medicine for regret in this world. Fortunately, not long after Lin Ray left, the onlookers made a call for help. Not long after, Black Tiger and the others lying on the ground were taken away. At the hospital, after Black Tiger and the others were taken to the hospital, they found a doctor. When the doctor checked their injuries, his face showed a trace of surprise. How is this possible? How can the injuries be so perfect? Every broken part is just right. It didn't cause an irreversible situation for them in the future. At this time, the nurse standing next to him showed a trace of doubt after hearing the doctor's words. She wanted to say something a few times, but in the end, she didn't say anything. Hee, little song, the injuries of the people here are not serious. Just treat them according to the fracture injuries. I believe that not long after, they will be better. Moreover, their bones will be stronger and more robust than before. After giving his instructions, the attending doctor left through the door of the ward, leaving behind the nurse who was even more confused after hearing what he said. She stood in the same spot and stared blankly at Hu and the others who were lying on the bed and howling in pain. At this time, after Lin Ray walked out of the gambling stone house, he found a 5-star hotel and booked a suite. Then he walked in. Originally, a 5-star hotel required an ID card to book a room. However, Lin Ray used an illusion and directly said his previous ID card number. Then, he paid the money and successfully booked a room. At this time, in the room, Lin Ray let the dark operation and the others stay in other rooms. Then he let Dong Xiaonan out. The moment the young man came out, he observed the changes in the surrounding spiritual energy. The changes in the surrounding environment. A trace of shock appeared on his face. Hee, what's wrong, young man? Are you shocked by this place? Are you shocked by the lack of spiritual energy on this planet? Yes. Dong Xiaonan, who was looking at new things, expressed his doubts after hearing Lin Ray's words. Brother Lei, where is this place? Why is there such a lack of spiritual energy? Also, why are there such houses here? And why are the heights of each house so high? Sigh. This is my hometown. This is the knot in my heart. This time, I came back to settle my mortal fate and then return to the cultivation world with peace of mind to cultivate. If I don't settle my mortal fate, I'm afraid that my cultivation will stop at a certain level for the rest of my life. At this time, Lin Ray said to Dong Xiaonan with a worried face. There was even a sigh in his tone. What? Underscore? Hearing Lin Ray's words, a trace of shock appeared on Dong Xiaonan's face. His eyes were filled with disbelief. Brother Lei, you said that this is your hometown. Does that mean that you're not from the Tianxian continent at all? Yes, that's right. With that, Lin Ray stood up and walked to the floor-to-ceiling window. He looked at the scenery outside and told the young man behind him about his situation. Of course, he ignored everything about the system. A long time later, after Linley had explained everything, the room was completely silent. Only after a long time had passed did Dong Xiaonan speak once more. Brother Lei, what are you going to do next? Next, I'll be staying in my hometown for a long time. During this time, I have to do something. So, I called you out so that you can learn all the knowledge in this space and then open a company here. I believe that you're very talented in this area. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been able to make the Zhoutian Trading Company so big in the Tianxian continent. When Dong Xiaonan heard Linli's words, a smile appeared on his face, and he promised Linli that he would do so. Brother Lei, don't worry. I'll definitely study hard. I believe that before long, there will be a company for us all over the planet. Yes, I have faith in you. After hearing the young man's determination, Lin Rei told the young man the basic use of a computer. Then, he gave him a bank card with more than 20 million yuan. After telling the young man how to use it and what to use it for, Lin Rei walked out of the hotel. In these few days, the two members of the dark operation who were sent by the Black Shadow to help Lin Rei with his things came back. They also brought back Lin Rei's ID card. At the same time, they also brought back the key to a villa in Yanjing Tianwan Garden, the property certificate, an off-road vehicle, and a driver's license. Yes, they brought it back. Because the members of the dark operation didn't know what it was, they could only put the car into the storage ring. After seeing all this, Lin Rei was very happy. After giving some instructions to the young man, Lin Rei left the rest of the members of the dark operation behind. He only brought the Black Shadow with him and drove back to his hometown, Shanghai. Shanghai wasn't very far from J City. It only took 5 or 6 days to drive. Lin Rei knew how to drive, but because he didn't have a car before, at this moment, he finally experienced the thrill of driving. Although Lin Rei could reach the place he wanted to in an instant without using any means of transportation, Lin Rei still felt that driving was much better than reaching the place in an instant. Inside the car, Linli was playing music, and he looked relaxed. When the Black Shadow next to him saw this, he couldn't help but want to try his hand at driving. Hee, what's wrong? Are your hands itching to try? Lin Rei, who was sitting in the driver's seat, said to the Black Shadow with a smile after seeing his appearance. Sect Master knows me well. After seeing that his thoughts were seen through by the Sect Master, his face showed an embarrassed smile and said to Lin Rei, Okay, since you want to come, then come. Anyway, there will be a long time for you to drive in the future. Take advantage of this time, you can learn how to drive, so that I don't have to call you in the future. With that, Lin Rei stopped the car and changed places with the Black Shadow. Then, step by step, he patiently taught the Black Tiger. Chapter 187. Time passed little by little. Along the way, Linli taught Black Tiger the basic information of the space, the way of life, and everything he had seen. At the same time, after a few days of driving, he finally returned to the place he had missed for more than 10 years. His hometown, Shanghai, where his parents lived. Huff. At this time they had arrived at Shanghai. After getting out of the car, Lin Rei stood by the roadside and looked at this familiar place. He was very nervous, but at the same time relaxed and nervous at the same time. Mom, brother, sister, I'm finally back. I can see you again at noon. How have you been? At this moment, Lin Rei didn't know why, but he had never shed a tear. Even when he was in the Tianxian continent, he didn't shed a tear. But at this moment, tears flowed out uncontrollably, but he was crying with a smile on his face. Young master, are you all right? At this time, the Black Shadow who was waiting by the side saw his young master's appearance and walked up to him at a loss. Sigh. I'm fine. All right, you can go to the villa in Beijing first. The things I gave you these few days should be enough for you to find. You should familiarize yourself with the place. By the way, when you arrive at the villa, help me arrange a room. When everything here is over, I'll go back to find you. After a long time, Lin Rei wiped the tears on his face and said calmly to the Black Shadow behind him, Yes, your subordinate will go to Beijing now. But, how about I send you to your residence first? Hearing Lin Rei's words, the Black Shadow agreed immediately. But when he remembered that he wasn't home yet, he quickly said to Lin Rei, No need, you go first. You don't have to worry about this place. Hearing Black Tiger's words, Lin Rei smiled, then turned around and walked toward the bustling city. And the Black Shadow followed Lin Rei's instructions. After watching Lin Rei leave, he drove back to Beijing. I didn't expect that in just 2 years, this place would change so much. I almost can't recognize the road anymore. After Lin Rei left alone on his way home, he looked at the changes in his surroundings. For a moment, his heart was filled with emotions. Arriving at the side of the road, Linli hailed a taxi, and the taxi came to a stop in front of him. "Little brother, where are you going?" "To the Rain District, let's go." A person asked Lin Rei with a smile on his face when he saw the person sticking his head out of the car window. However, after Lin Rei told him where he was going, the smile on his face disappeared without a trace. "So it's like that. All right then. Come on up." At this moment, the chauffeur's words were no longer as friendly as before. Now, he was cold and indifferent, and his eyes were filled with disgust. "All right." Opening the door, Lin Rei sat in the car with a smile on his face. He didn't change his expression because of the driver. The car started moving. Along the way, Lin Rei looked left and right at the changes in the city he grew up in. The smile on his face grew wider. However, to the chauffeur, his expression was just that of a country bumpkin entering the city. "Master, we've changed a lot in the past few years. It's only been 2 years, and I almost can't recognize the crying when I go home." Finally, after familiarizing himself with the changes in everything, Lin Rei sat up straight and said to the chauffeur, "Yes, it's quite big. The standard of living has also improved in the past few years. People nowadays are basically well off." Oh, after hearing the chauffeur's words, Lin Rei didn't say anything else. He could tell that the chauffeur didn't want to talk to him that much. Half an hour passed. Finally, he stopped listening. However, the situation in front of him wasn't that great. Those who lived here were poor people. The reason it was called the Rain District was because it was a slum. This place was a disgrace to the rich. Therefore, apart from those who were born here and those who didn't have money, basically no one would come here. Even the taxi drivers mostly came here for money. "Young man, you're here. The total is 89. Hearing the chauffeur's words, Lin Rei opened his eyes and turned his head to look at the place where he had lived for more than 10 years. He felt very close to this district. "You can have this. Keep the change." Lin Rei took out a Red Bull from his pocket and threw it directly at the chauffeur. Then, he opened the door and walked towards the slum in the eyes of the rich. At this time, the chauffeur who had the money thrown at him by Lin Rei was stunned. The disgust from before disappeared, and there was even a trace of regret in his heart. After seeing Lin Rei's back, the taxi drove forward. Lin Rei arrived at the Rain District. Following the route in his memory, he quickly arrived at his old home. This was a house that wasn't particularly good. It even leaked when it rained. It wasn't very big, and as long as it was in Lin Rei's heart, it was a place that could make him feel warm at this time. Looking at the house in front of him, Lin Rei walked forward, gently pushed the door open, and stepped in. Mom, I'm back. Lin Rei is back." These words came out of Lin Rei's mouth as he walked into the house. His voice was trembling, and tears flowed out of his eyes uncontrollably. The tears had already blurred his vision. "Who are you? Who's your mom? I'm really young. How could I have a son as old as you?" At this time, a very discordant voice entered Lin Rei's ears. He was excitedly waiting for his mother to appear. Hearing that something was wrong, Lin Rei wiped the tears in his eyes and raised his head to look at the middle-aged woman at the door. Lin Rei was sure that this was not his mother. "Who are you? Why are you here? Where's my mother? What do you mean your mother? Why did I rent this house? It's already been a year and a half. Hey, I haven't asked you yet. Who are you? Why are you in my house?" Boom! After hearing the middle-aged woman's words, Lin Rei's mind went blank for a moment, and his mouth kept muttering, A year and a half. How could this be?" At this time, Lin Rei didn't want to believe this fact, but the reality was so cruel. There was no other way. "No, it's impossible. How could this be? No, tell me, where did the people who used to live here go?" At this moment, Lin Rei went crazy. At this moment, he released the cultivation of the middle stage of the crossing tribulation realm. One of his hands directly reached in front of the middle-aged woman, strangling her neck, and said full of killing intent. How could it be possible? How could there be such a powerful cultivator in China? How could there be such a powerful cultivator in addition to us old guys? At this time, just when Lin Rei released the cultivation of the middle stage of the crossing tribulation realm, on a very high mountain in the south of China, an old man suddenly appeared on the top of the mountain. He looked in the direction of Shanghai City, and his eyes were full of shock. Not only that, everywhere in China, the situation was similar to this old man. Several people saw Lin Rei release the cultivation of the crossing tribulation realm, and all of them looked at the place where Lin Rei was. Alas, it seems that China is going to be chaotic. In the next moment, all the people who came out of seclusion said this in unison. Their eyes were filled with helplessness as they turned around and walked towards their own residences. The culprit, Lin Rei, withdrew his cultivation at this time, but he didn't withdraw his hand that was strangling the middle-aged woman's neck. Tell me, where did the people who lived here go a year and a half ago? Ahem. 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 Little brother, it's not that I don't want to tell you. It's just that when I came here, they had already left. I don't know what happened either. However, I heard that the eldest son of this family suddenly disappeared. Then, the whole family moved to Beijing to seek help from some relatives. They haven't been back since then. I only know that. Please let me go. The middle-aged woman had been scared silly by Linley's grip on her neck. She had wanted to instinctively cry out for help, but upon sensing the killing intent emanating from Linley's body, she didn't dare to. Oh, looking for relatives in Beijing. At this time, after hearing the middle-aged woman's words, Lin Rei put down his hand. His eyes were full of confusion as he looked in front of him and muttered to himself. How could there be relatives in Beijing? Mother has never mentioned it before. Moreover, the living conditions of relatives in Beijing should be pretty good. But why haven't I heard about it from my mother all these years? At this moment, Lin Rei's heart was full of doubts. He didn't know why, but at this moment, he felt that his mother wasn't as simple as she seemed on the surface. No, I must find mother and ask her clearly. After arriving here, Lin Rei apologized to the middle-aged woman and then left the house that he used to live in. After walking out, Lin Rei came to a place where there was no one, and with a thought, he teleported to his house in Beijing. Oh, I didn't expect Yuan Zhongtian to be so good. This house is so big. It's not something that can be bought with 10 or 20 million yuan in Beijing. After teleporting to the villa that Yuan Zhongtian bought for him, he scanned it with his divine sense and knew every place in the villa like the back of his hand. Forget it. Money is just a worldly possession anyway. These things won't be of any use to me in the future. Let's find mother first. Sitting on the sofa in the living room, Lin Rei released his divine sense with Lin Rei as the center. In an instant, Yanjing City appeared in Lin Rei's mind. Whether it was the streets, alleys, or mysterious places, everything appeared in Lin Rei's mind. Time passed by slowly, but in the end, Lin Rei still couldn't find his mother. For a moment, Lin Rei was furious. However, at this moment, he found two people in a school. Chapter 188. Xiao Feng, Xiao Rou? Why are the two of them in this school? Shouldn't they be with their mother? Just as Lin Rei couldn't find his mother, he suddenly saw his brother and sister, whom he hadn't seen for many years, in a school. At this moment, the murderous aura on Lin Rei's face dissipated, and a gentle smile appeared on his face. He no longer had that domineering aura from before. No, I can't find my mother. It's good to find Xiao Rou and Xiao Feng. I can ask them where they are. Thinking of this, Lin Rei released 1/3 of the dark group from the cloud pagoda in the system, which was more than 100 people. In an instant, because they didn't conceal their aura immediately before he said this, some people who had been hiding in various places in Huaxia for a long time all came out and looked at Yanjing. Everyone's eyes were filled with unprecedented fear. If one looked closely, they could even see that their bodies were trembling. How could there be so many experts? At this moment, they all had the same thought. This thought was to find out where this group of powerhouses had come from as soon as possible. It wasn't just the experts who had secluded themselves from the world. Even in another room, a group of people had gathered together. Their eyes were filled with horror and fear as they looked at the middle-aged man sitting in front of them. Everyone had a lot of questions that they wanted to ask. I know that you all have a lot of questions, but I've never seen this kind of phenomenon before. According to the national statistics, this group of experts doesn't exist at all. So, it's hard to say whether they're friends or foes. During this period of time, we must guard Yanjing well. In 2 days, the #1 chief will give a speech here. So during this period of time, all members must be mobilized. We must find out their existence during this period of time. Rumble. The moment the middle-aged man finished speaking, everyone stood up at the same time. Their eyes were solemn as they swore to the middle-aged man. Don't worry, team leader. We will do our best to track down the existence of this group of experts in the coming days. All right, it's the country's fortune to have all of you. It's the country's fortune and the people's fortune to have all of you in the dragon group. All right, since that's the case, let's take action. We must settle everything before the first chief arrives. If we can't settle it, inform the elders of the dragon group. After all, the safety of the first chief is the most important thing. Yes, we pledge our lives to complete the mission. As soon as everyone finished speaking, they began to move. After the middle-aged man finished his task, the 200 people in the room all rushed out. In an instant, the room was empty, except for the middle-aged man who stayed in the same place. Humph, I'd like to see who dares to come to Beijing and act so presumptuously. I guess the big families are starting to get restless now. Because of Lin Rei's decision, everyone in Huaxia, even the countries overseas, started to pay attention to Huaxia. Some countries even sent their top talents to Huaxia secretly. As for Huaxia, no matter if it was the sects or families, they started to lose track of the dark group the moment they appeared. Even more powerful people gathered in Beijing. They all had the same thought in their minds. They just wanted to see who could have such powerful experts. However, the culprit of all of this, Lin Rei, was currently in the most luxurious villa in Beijing, Tianwan Garden. Alright, I called you guys out because I have something to tell you guys to do. As for Black Shadow, he's still on his way here. At this moment, Lin Rei nodded in satisfaction as he looked at the villa. Even though there were more than 100 dark group members in the villa, it didn't feel crowded at all. Dong dong. As soon as Lin Li finished speaking to the dark group, all of them knelt down on the ground. Their faces were filled with respect as they looked at Lin Li and replied, "We will obey the sovereign's orders. We will definitely complete the sovereign's mission with our lives." After all the dark group members knelt on the ground and spoke in a loud voice, Lin Rei was shocked. Perhaps it was because he had returned. Alright, you guys don't have to do this. You don't have to call me Sect Master when you see me in the future. When you're in the sect, you can call me Sect Master. When you leave the sect, you can all call me Young Master. Also, don't ever reveal your cultivation on this planet. Don't even reveal a bit of it. Unless you're in danger, try not to reveal your cultivation in front of others. Looking at the dark group members in front of him, Lin Rei knew that they would definitely follow his orders. However, just in case, Lin Rei felt that it was necessary to say it again. In this place, other than ordinary people, there are only ordinary people. I don't know if there are any cultivators, but just in case, you have to follow my orders. If I find out that someone doesn't follow my orders, then don't blame me for being heartless. Also, in this place, other than enemies, don't hurt ordinary people. Yes, we will follow Young Master's orders. We definitely won't dare to violate the rules set by Young Master. After hearing Lin Rei's words, the dark group members who were kneeling on the ground still obeyed, although their eyes were filled with doubt and confusion. Alright, all of you, get up. In a while, I will pass on the basic rules of this planet to you. Also, in a short period of time, you have to change your hair and clothes according to my appearance. This way, it will be convenient for you to do things in the future. At the same time, you won't alert the enemy. After explaining all the important rules, Lin Rei told the more than 100 dark group members in front of him about his requirements. In an instant, everyone began to move. Although they were all Mahayana realm cultivators, their physical bodies were not as strong as Lin Rei's, so their hair could not keep up with Lin Rei's. In the following period of time, everyone followed Lin Li's instructions and shaved their hair into a crew cut. Their clothes were also changed according to Lin Li's instructions. They were all dressed in black suits and leather shoes. Everyone's appearance had changed. Well, not bad. In the future, you will stay in the villa without anyone to look after you. Although the spirit chi on this planet is extremely scarce, according to your current cultivation, it is no longer something that can be improved with spiritual power. I promise you that you will stay here for at most 10 years. After 10 years, I will take you to a planet with abundant spirit chi. Therefore, during this period of time, you have to improve your realm well to prevent your foundation from being unstable. Yes, we will follow young master's orders. Looking at their appearance, Lin Rei smiled and nodded. Then, he stood up from the sofa and looked at them. Suddenly, a hand touched his head and took out more than 100 jade stones. He counted according to the number of people in the dark group and copied all the necessary rules of society from his memory into more than 100 jade stones. This is for you. It is for you to learn to be like them on this planet. Therefore, you have to adapt to life here as soon as possible. With that, Lin Rei distributed more than 100 jade stones to the dark group. Then, he randomly picked 4 people and went outside the door. As for the others, they all sat cross-legged with the jade stones on their foreheads and familiarized themselves with the memories that Lin Rei had stored in the jade stones. The 4 people who followed Lin Rei to the door also stood behind Lin Rei respectfully. They looked at Lin Rei without saying a word, waiting for the new task. Here, this is for you. In it, in addition to the necessary knowledge to survive in this society and some other necessary things, there will be new tasks in the next few years. With that, Lin Rei did not give the jade pendant to them. Instead, he directly held the jade pendant with both hands and used the chaos scripture to directly insert the 2 copied memories into the memories of the 4 people. This way, they could familiarize themselves with the necessary knowledge faster, and also let them feel as if they had experienced it themselves. However, the most important thing was Lin Rei's task. Now, what I'm giving you is my memory. In this memory, there is a boy and a girl. They are my younger brother and sister. In the memory, there is also their current location. In a while, go to the car shop and buy a car. As for what kind of car it is, you can decide for yourself. Yes, the 4 of us will definitely complete the task given by young master. After hearing Lin Rei's instructions, they quickly nodded and agreed. But, young master, although we know how to drive and how to buy a car, we don't have money. We can't rob them, right? These words made Linley so angry that he fainted. Although Linley really wanted to beat up the person who had spoken, he still restrained himself. This time, you must bring them back in a high-profile manner. If there is a tail, don't worry about it. The moment you receive them, hurry back. Remember, you must pay attention to their safety. No matter what, their safety is the first priority. And you, although I don't know if there is a cultivator here, you still need to be careful. With that, Lin Rei took out a black card and his own identity card. After giving them to the 4 people in front of him, he took them back and let them leave. Oh, I want to see who it is that dares to risk his life to hide my mother. If I find out who it is, I will definitely exterminate your entire family, capture your souls, and let you experience the pain of purgatory for eternity. Chapter 189. At this moment, Lin Rei's face was extremely gloomy. He secretly swore in his heart that he would take revenge on those who bullied his mother and siblings. All of them had to be punished. At this moment, the Dark Unit members who were absorbing the memories that Lin Rei gave them all stood up at this moment. Their faces were filled with shock. They were very surprised in their hearts. They never thought that there would be such a planet. Without cultivation, they could kill a gold core master with a missile, although there weren't many missiles. Cough cough. Alright, since you have all learned modern knowledge, then let's take action. 30 people. Go to J City and find Elder Dong. At that time, they will tell you the new mission. The next 30 people, all of you, hide in the surroundings of the villa. Without my permission, no one is allowed to appear here. Of course, the Dark Unit and my family are excluded. As for the people who give birth, they will be separated at the entrance. The extra people will take turns to replace them. Everything has been done to protect this villa. As for the mission of giving birth, let's wait for the 4 people who went out to come back. While they were still in shock, Lin Rei had also regained his calm and walked away. Lin Rei looked at them and ordered. We will obey the young master's orders. In the next moment, all the people in the room disappeared in front of his eyes. However, they did not leave this place. As long as he scanned with his divine sense, he would be able to see them. They were all around the villa. Of course, this person must be as abnormal as Lin Rei. Otherwise, he would not even know how he died. Seeing that the matter had been resolved, Lin Rei's tense nerves relaxed at this moment. Then, he brought his lazy body to the 2nd floor, returned to his room, lay on the bed, and fell asleep. At this moment, The 4 people sent out by Lin Rei followed Lin Rei's instructions. After leaving the villa, they strolled to a 4S shop not far away. Yo, you guys, are you here to buy a car, or? Just as they arrived at the car shop, a shifty-eyed middle-aged man with a slightly sharp voice immediately walked out. He had a smile on his face as he spoke to the 4 members of the dark group. However, as he spoke, his saliva flew all over the place. Not bad. Prepare 4 of your best cars for us. Remember, they must be the most expensive and the best. It's best if you can pick them up right now. Also, make sure that all the procedures are completed. Also, give us the license plates right now. If that's not possible, then I'm sorry, but we have no fate with this shop. At that moment, when the employee heard that they wanted to buy 4 cars, and that they wanted to buy the most expensive and best cars, he couldn't see the 4 people in front of him anymore. All he saw was cash. Sure. Now that you're back, we have all the services you want. We guarantee that you'll be satisfied. Please follow me. Let me introduce you to the 4 most expensive and best cars we have here. With that, the employee led the 4 people to the depths of the shop. Here, a total of 4 cars of different colors were placed here. If a normal person was here, they would definitely think that this scene was simply a beautiful scenery. However, it was a pity that these 4 people were not ordinary people. Okay, stop being long-winded. Hurry up and pick up the cars for us. As long as it's the best, hurry up and complete all the procedures. Remember, not only that, the interior decoration must also be the best. I hope that it will be ready for me within half an hour. Hearing the impatient tone of the 4 people, the middle-aged man's smile on his face became wider. He turned his head with a smile and looked at the 4 of them. You guys, shouldn't we settle the bill first? Oh, okay, go and settle the bill. Hearing the middle-aged man's words, one of the 4 members of the dark group took out a black card and threw it to the middle-aged man. Hiss! Suddenly, after the middle-aged man saw the black card in his hand, for a moment, there was a hint of greed in his eyes, but it quickly faded away. Okay, please wait a moment. After saying that, the middle-aged man walked inside. After a while, the middle-aged man came out with the cards. His face was full of pride, and it was very infuriating. Okay, gentlemen, you have spent a total of 16 million. Moreover, I guarantee that all your requests will be completed within half an hour. Taking the cards, the 4 members of the dark group smiled and nodded. Then they sat on the chairs at the side. Time slowly passed, and soon half an hour later, the middle-aged man came out again. Gentlemen, your car is ready. It's just outside the door. The gas is full. Everything is ready. If there is anything you need in the future, you can come to our shop. Okay, we will in the future. When the 4 members of the dark group heard the middle-aged man say that the car was ready and was parked outside the door, they did not want to stay here for a moment, let alone talk to the middle-aged man. After interrupting him, the 4 of them walked out of the door. After leaving the shop, they saw the 4 cars that were already prepared on the road. The 4 members of the dark group got into the cars respectively. After starting the car, according to the memory that Lin Rei gave them, they rushed out like fierce beasts. Lin Rei and Lin Feng were about the same age as Lin Rei. At this moment, they saw the famous Yenjing University. However, Lin Rei remembered that the conditions to apply for Yenjing University were very harsh. Even Lin Rei, who was in this aspect, might not be able to get in. Therefore, this was what made Lin Rei feel strange. 4 cars worth 16 million on the road. It was simply a beautiful scenery. After seeing the 4 cars, some women unconsciously separated from their boyfriends and walked a few steps to the side of the road. Soon, according to the memory, the 4 of them smoothly arrived at the entrance of Yenjing University. With a squeak sound, the 4 luxury cars came to the entrance of Yenjing University. The 360-degree drift directly shocked everyone present. After opening the door and getting out of the car, the 4 of them walked down. The whole handsome man and the luxury car was a perfect match. Although they were all Lin Rei's subordinates, each of them was already top-notch. Wow! At the moment when the 4 of them got out of the car, a group of infatuated women surrounded them and said intimately to several members of the dark group, "Brother Appa, can you leave your phone number with me? I admire you so much. Handsome brother, Can you leave me your phone number? I like you so much. There were countless words like this, which directly made the virgin blush. Although they were all in the Dashang stage, they were only in their 20s after all, and the oldest was not more than 30 years old. How could they not blush in front of this group of women? Let's go. Let's pick up the young lady and the young master first. The man in the lead said to the other 3 members of the dark group. After that, the 3 of them nodded tacitly, then pushed through the crowd and walked into the campus. Along the way, there was no obstruction. According to the memory given to them by Lin Ray, the 4 of them quickly came to Lin Ro's classroom. It just happened that it was now the end of the class, so they did not receive anyone's obstruction. When the 4 of them were close to the classroom, they found the existence of their target. Several of them quickly came to Lin Ro and respectfully said, "The 4 of us are here to pick up the young lady." Originally, when the 4 of them came to the classroom, everyone in the classroom noticed them. When they saw the 4 of them walking in the direction of Lin Ro, everyone was stunned, of course, including Lin Ro. But when everyone saw the 4 of them coming to Lin Ro and calling her young lady, they were all surprised, of course, including Lin Ro. Big brothers, did you make a mistake? What young master and young lady? I don't know them. No, young lady, please don't say that. You are the young lady, and we are subordinates. If the young master finds out about this, we will definitely not be able to bear the consequences. After the 4 of them heard Lin Ro's words, all of them trembled and cold sweat flowed down their foreheads uncontrollably. Bastards, who are you people? Hurry up and get out of here. Is my woman someone your young master can touch? At this moment, a jealous and angry voice came from the classroom door. In his hand was a bouquet of red roses. Although he was very handsome, compared to the 4 members of the dark group, he was still a far cry. Who is your woman? After hearing the words of the man at the door, Lin Ro was enraged and her body trembled uncontrollably. Don't deny it. Aren't you my woman? Even if you aren't now, you will be in the future. So, don't resist and obediently obey me. After saying that, the man slowly came in front of Lin Ro. His hands were ready to caress Lin Ro's face without restraint. No, don't. Seeing this scene again, Lin Ro's face was filled with fear as she took a step back. However, just as she was about to touch her face, a hand came from the side, accompanied by an angry voice. Fant, you dare to touch my young master's sister. I think you really don't want to live anymore. At this moment, when one of the members of the dark group saw that the man was about to touch Lin Ro, one of his hands directly reached out and grabbed the man. Then, he threw him directly against the wall. Bang! After the man made intimate contact with the wall, he directly fell to the ground. Blood flowed out of his mouth uncontrollably as he looked at the person who hit him in horror. Hey, kid, remember this. Our young lady is not someone you can touch just because you are hot. If you dare to do this in the future, it won't be as simple as vomiting blood so easily. After saying that, the 4 members of the dark group turned around, bent down, and said to Lin Ro again, "Young lady, our young master is called Lin Ray. You should believe this." Chapter 190. Big brother, it's impossible. Big brother disappeared a few years ago. It's impossible. You're lying to me. At this moment, when Lin Ro heard the dark ops say that the young master was her big brother who had disappeared for 2 years without any news, the tears in her eyes flowed down uncontrollably. It can't be him. After he disappeared without a trace back then, we searched for him for a long time. We searched almost everywhere in the country. Even foreign countries put up missing person notices for him. But after so many years, as she spoke, Lin Ro's cries became more and more heartbroken. Her entire body was covered in tears as she desperately shook her head with a look of disbelief. Sigh. Miss, what I said is true. Young master is really your long-lost brother. As for the specifics, we don't know. It's better to ask him personally when we get home. Our mission this time is to bring you back, young master. Although they said that, they didn't intend to force her. They just stood aside with their heads lowered, waiting for Lin Ro's answer. Wow. They're the 4 handsome guys driving luxury cars in front of the school gate. And each car is worth a few million. Just as Lin Ro was about to say something, Busy Yu, who had been sitting at the side looking at her phone, suddenly screamed and started taking photos of the four of them. She kept talking to the others, looking like a love-struck fool. Damn, it's really him. I didn't expect Lin Ro's family to be rich. Even my family can't take out so many cars at once. I didn't expect your family's servants to drive such good cars. Yeah, Lin Ro, I didn't expect it. It's been almost a year. You're so mean. No, you have to invite us to your house when you have time. Lin Ro, who was still undecided, was even more uncertain after hearing her classmates' words. Because she knew that even if her big brother asked them to pick her up, they wouldn't drive such good cars. They didn't know, but she knew very well that her big brother didn't have so much money. At that moment, she was even more certain that the four people in front of her were bad guys. No, you're lying to me. Although I want to believe you, my brother didn't. Dong! Before Lin Ro could finish her words, a dark unit member slashed Lin Ro's back with a knife. Lin Ro instantly fainted in the arms of the person who attacked her. What are you doing? Aren't you afraid that the young master? At this time, when the other three members of the dark group saw their companion's actions, their eyes widened. They looked at him with disbelief and fear. Humph, even if young master wants to punish me, you can't always say it here. You know what if? Hearing his companion's words and worry, the man said to the three of them. At the same time, a sharp glint flashed in his eyes, and he stopped talking. Sigh. Fine. Since that was the case, they should hurry and find the young master. I hope young master can be more straightforward. After the discussion, they prepared to leave with Lin Ro. However, at this time, the people in the classroom were not willing to leave. Everyone hated the four members of the dark group. You can't take Lin Ro with you. Since she doesn't want to be with you, she must have her reasons. If you don't get Lin Ro's consent, at this time, a man stood up and said to the four members of the dark group. His eyes were full of determination. Humph, this has nothing to do with you. You better not find him and say anything. The four members of the dark group turned their heads and looked at the male student who was found. Their tone was full of threat. After that, the four of them walked out of the classroom with Lin Ro. Soon, they arrived at Lin Feng's classroom according to their memories. However, it was already time for class, so they did not rush in like before. Instead, one of them walked out of the classroom and knocked on the door gently. Dong dong dong, the sound came. The teacher who was teaching heard the knocking on the door. The smile on his face instantly turned cold. He looked at the door unwillingly. Come in. Jia. The door was pushed open. One of the four members of the dark group walked in and said to the teacher who had a bad expression. I'm sorry, I want to see Lin Feng. I hope you can make an exception. When the man came in, he had already attracted the attention of the whole class. When he said Lin Feng's name, everyone's eyes were on Lin Feng. Looking for me? At this time, Lin Feng stood up. His eyes were full of uncertainty as he asked the man. Yes, young master. I'm here on young master's orders to pick you and Miss up. If it's possible, please come with me to see young master. The member of the dark group did not beat around the bush. He directly told Lin Feng his purpose. However, this sentence made Lin Feng dumbfounded. His eyes were full of doubts. Oh, if that's the case, then Lin Feng, you should go. You'll only affect the other students' time here. After hearing the man's words, the teacher hurriedly asked Lin Feng to follow him. But, okay. Lin Feng wanted to say something, but when he saw the teacher's expression, he compromised. He got out of his seat and followed the member of the dark group out of the classroom. However, when he saw his sister lying unconscious on a man's body, he immediately felt that something was wrong. He wanted to struggle, but the member of the dark group behind him knocked him out with a knife. Okay, everything is settled. Let's hurry up and report back. I'm afraid that young master will be anxious. After hearing the man's words, they nodded at the same time. Then, they brought the unconscious Lin Feng and Lin Ro to the school gate. They put the two unconscious people in the car and drove away. The journey was smooth sailing, but the moment they left, in the former forest not far from the campus, a few people suddenly appeared there. Their faces were cold, and one of the men said to the others, Quick, go back and report back. Ouyang Jing's children were taken away by a group of unknown people. We'll go after them now. Yes, I'll go now. After one of the men heard this sentence, he did not even think about it. After he said that, he turned around and quickly disappeared in the opposite direction of the dark group. The few people who stayed in the same place drove to a place not far away. They got into their cars and chased after the dark group, speeding up all the way. As for the dark group, who were originally under Lin Rei's orders, when they left the school, they activated their divine senses and kept checking the surrounding 5 kilometers. As a result, a long time after they left the school, a group of cars suddenly appeared in the range of their divine senses. Oh, it seems that young master's guess is quite accurate. There really are people following Miss and the others. Seeing this, the dark group immediately drove the car at full speed and disappeared from the sight of the pursuers. After all, the difference between the cars was too big. One was a sports car worth millions, while the other was a Volkswagen worth hundreds of thousands. They were not on the same level at all. After seeing the car that took Lin Rou and the others disappear, the following cars all stopped in place. With murderous eyes, they looked at the place where the dark group disappeared and cursed fiercely. Damn it, don't let me see you again in the future. If I see you again, I'll beat your *C's out. Seeing that the pursuit was fruitless, the few people drove the car and then drove away. This time, they did not drive as fast as before. On the other side, the dark group's cars were at full speed. It was like a scene of death on the road. They were so fast that the passers-by could only see a shadow passing by. Soon, after half an hour, the few people arrived in front of Lin Rei's villa as they wished. After parking the car, they carried Lin Rou and Lin Feng into the villa. The moment they entered the villa, they realized that there were many people here. They also knew that these people were their partners and brothers who were ordered to protect this place. The few people strolled into the villa. Seeing that the villa was empty and there was no sign of Lin Rei, one of them came out and asked the others, "Brother, where did young master go? Why don't I see him? Young master seems to have fallen asleep in his room. I advise you not to wake him up. If there's anything, we'll talk about it when young master wakes up." Just as the man was talking to the air, a figure suddenly appeared and told him the whereabouts of Lin Rou. Okay, I got it. After learning of Lin Li's whereabouts, he thanked the person who had spoken to him and returned to the living room of the villa. Let's go. Find a room and put them inside. Young master is sleeping now. We'll talk about it when he wakes up. The few people nodded in agreement after hearing the words of the man who came in. They followed the man's instructions and found a room for the 2 unconscious people. After putting them on the bed, they walked out. Time passed little by little. The originally clear sky slowly darkened and finally turned black. The lights in the villa were all turned on by the 4 people who were waiting for Lin Rei. It was very dark outside, but in the villa, it was no different from daytime. Night fell. Originally, it wasn't very obvious during the day. At this time, if one looked down at this group of villas from the sky, they would definitely think that this place was very beautiful because at this moment, everyone had returned home and turned on the lights in their homes. One family was happy while the other was sad. On the other side, in a place where even the upper-class people might not necessarily be able to stay, a man was facing a few men in a room and scolding them with a furious tone. Chapter 191. Idiots. All of you are F**king idiots. Only a few of you can't handle it. You're the only ones who are cultivators. I think you don't need cultivation resources in the future. At this time, a middle-aged man said angrily to the people kneeling on the ground. His face was extremely ferocious and terrifying. Reporting to Master, it's not that we didn't work hard enough. It's just that the car those people were driving is really not something that we can compare to. Even if we are cultivators, then we. At this time, a man kneeling on the ground, after hearing the words of the middle-aged man in front of them, said unconvinced. His face was full of doubts. Don't be like this. At this time, the middle-aged man who was also kneeling on the ground, after hearing his brother's words, wanted to stop him. However, it was too late. In the end, he couldn't stop him and let him speak. A bunch of trash. You didn't complete the task I gave you, but you still dare to talk back in front of me. I'm afraid you have forgotten who is in charge of this family now. After hearing the man's words, the middle-aged man who was called the patriarch was completely furious. He circulated the spiritual energy in his hand and directly hit the head of the man who talked back. Gotcha, gotcha. At this moment, the man's eyes became dull and his body collapsed to the ground weakly. His vitality dissipated. Humph, luckily you talked back to me. You really don't want to live anymore. I gave you cultivation resources and you dare to do this to me. Do you really think I'm a vegetarian? At the same time, after seeing his brother being killed by the patriarch, the middle-aged man who was kneeling on the ground wanted to resist for a moment, but he didn't have the courage to stand up. In the end, he could only let it go. Okay, all of you, get up. I know you are not convinced that I killed him, but you have to remember that in this world, you are not the strong. You are just the weak who rely on the strong. Since you are the weak, you have to be prepared to be the weak. The middle-aged man who was called the patriarch knew that they hated him in their hearts. However, there was nothing he could do. This was the principle of the world. It was not something they could change. I, Ouyang Tang, may be the newly appointed Ouyang clan leader, but I'm not someone that a mere qi refining disciple can talk back to. This time, I won't say anything. Next time, it won't be such a light punishment. Yes, we will remember your words in the future. We won't dare to do it again. Please allow us to bring my brother's corpse back. At this moment, the people kneeling on the ground said to Ouyang Tang. Their originally tense bodies relaxed after hearing Ouyang Tang's words. And go. By the way, find out who took Lin Feng and Lin Ro. No matter what method you use, if anyone dares to resist, you know what to do. At this point, Ouyang Tang's eyes flashed. A murderous aura burst forth from his body. Even the dumbest person would understand the meaning behind his words. Yes, we will definitely complete the task given by the patriarch. If we don't complete it this time, we won't go back. After they finished speaking, they saw Ouyang Tang's hands signal for them to leave. Without a moment's hesitation, they picked up their brother's corpse and left with a sorrowful expression. Humph, who is it? Could it be the one from the Long family? But that's impossible. He doesn't know that Ouyang Jing has returned. Furthermore, those two people are not their sons. At this moment, Ouyang Tang saw that there was no one in the room. A cold murderous aura burst out from his body. His eyes were full of doubts as he spoke to the air. Sigh. Forget it. Anyway, their sons have already shown themselves. Even if we find them, they are not the sons of the Long family. After saying that, Ouyang Tang's face revealed a smile. He walked to the bed in the room and fell asleep. In the villa of Tianwan Garden, Lin Rei, who had slept for nearly a day, finally woke up in his room. After opening his eyes, he rubbed his sleepy eyes hard with both hands. He stood up from the bed, tidied his clothes, then pushed open the door and walked downstairs. At this time, the four people from the dark group, who had been standing in the living room, were still standing straight as before. They did not say a word. Oh, why are you standing here? At this time, after hearing the sound coming from the stairs, the four people all looked up. Following the sound of footsteps, they saw Lin Rei coming down. Young master, we were lucky enough to bring the young master and the young lady back. However, they didn't seem to believe that it was you who asked us to pick them up, so we had no choice but to knock them out and bring them back. When they saw Linley again, the man from the dark group who had knocked out Lin Feng and Lin Ro stood up and said to Linley, as if he had done something wrong and wanted Linley to punish him. No. Young master, it's not like that. It's me. I knocked him out. If young master wants to punish someone, please punish me. No, it was me, no. Just when the man stood up to admit his mistake, the others also stood up and rushed to admit their mistakes. This made Lin Rei, who had just woken up, a little interested. Well, in this case, there must be punishment. Go, get me some ingredients for cooking. If you can do this well, I won't blame you for what you did before. If you can't even do such a small thing, then I will really doubt your strength. Ah, buy ingredients. At this time, after hearing Lin Rei's task, they inadvertently shouted at the same time. Good, it seems that after merging with my memory, it is quite convenient and your analytical ability is quite strong. Since you know, go quickly. Oh, by the way, where did you put the two little guys? At this time, Lin Rei suddenly thought of his younger brother and sister and suddenly asked them. Young master, we saw that you were resting, so we put them in a room next to the stairs. After hearing Lin Rei's order, they walked out of the door. Suddenly, Lin Rei's voice came from behind. They quickly turned around and answered. "Oh, okay, you can go now." After knowing where his younger brother and sister were, Lin Rei couldn't wait to stand up and walk to the room next to the stairs. "Jiya." Lin Rei pushed open the door. After seeing Lin Feng and Lin Ro lying on the bed and still unconscious, Lin Rei's eyes filled with tears and a smile appeared on his face. "Xiao Feng, Xiao Ro, I finally see you." With that, Lin Rei strode to the bedside and sat down, looking at them quietly. Originally, he had a lot to say to them, but after seeing them in person, Lin Rei didn't have so much to say. At this time, Lin Rei just wanted to look at them quietly. "Hee, you two little guys, wake up." Looking at the unconscious younger brother and sister on the bed, Lin Rei hurriedly sent a stream of spiritual energy to each of them. In an instant, it entered their bodies. A few minutes later, the two finally moved. At this time, Lin Feng, who was still in a daze, reached out and touched the back of his neck that was hit by the dark force. His face showed a painful expression. Ah! Lin Ro was even more exaggerated. After touching the painful place, she couldn't help but scream, directly startling Lin Rei, who was beside her, who was unprepared. What happened, little sister?" At this time, at the same time that he heard his sister scream, the originally dazed Lin Feng woke up. He hurriedly got up and looked at his sister beside him with a worried expression. "Ah, brother, it hurts so much. I don't know what those people were doing. They knocked me out just like in the movies. It's still hurting now." At this time, after hearing her brother's voice, Lin Ro, who had her eyes closed, quickly opened her eyes and looked at her brother beside her. She smiled and said, "Hee, little sister, little brother, you've been awake for so long. Why didn't you realize that there was someone beside you?" At this time, after sitting by the bed and watching their actions, he felt a little sour in his heart. Perhaps it was because he saw that they believed in each other so much, or perhaps it was because they didn't notice his presence the moment they woke up. Yes. Just when the two of them were concerned about each other, an uncoordinated voice sounded. The two of them turned their heads at the same time and looked at the person who spoke. Immediately, the two of them were stunned on the spot. Their eyes widened and were full of disbelief. Brother, is it really you?" At this time, Lin Feng was the first to recover and looked at Lin Rei in disbelief. "Hee, it seems that you haven't forgotten about me, your big brother." "Not bad. This makes me feel very gratified. I thought that in your eyes, I didn't exist except for little sister." "Ah, brother, is it really you? Where have you been for the past few years? Do you know how hard we've been looking for you these past few years?" Just when Lin Rei and Lin Feng were talking, Lin Ro roared like a lion from the northeast. She wore a smile on her face, but tears had already flowed down from her eyes. "Sigh. It's not the time to tell you some things, but the most important thing now is to tell me everything you know. Why did I hear that you came to Beijing to visit your relatives when I returned home? And why didn't I know that we have relatives in Beijing? And why are you studying in Beijing University?" Chapter 192. At this moment, sitting on the bed and looking at their brother's agitated look, the two of them were a little scared. They had never seen such a side of their brother. In their hearts, their brother Lin Rei had always been a weak and frail person who cared about his family and was willing to do anything for his family. Also, who is it? I really don't understand. Why have I never heard mother mention it? After Lin Li voiced out the question in his heart, he felt that he had lost his composure. For a moment, he hurriedly restrained his agitated emotions and replaced them with calmness. However, his eyes were apologetic as he spoke to the two of them. "I'm sorry. I was too agitated just now. I hope I didn't scare you." At this moment, Lin Rei's voice was very soft and warm. It was completely different from the kind of person who was almost shouting just now. This scene made Lin Feng and Lin Ro feel that the brother in front of them was no longer the same person as before. Ha, brother. It's okay. We know you are very worried about mother, but they are very powerful. Moreover, mother and they seem to be a family. I heard mother call that old grandpa dad." "What? Mother called that old grandpa dad?" At this moment, after listening to his brother and sister's words, Lin Rei was stunned. He muttered in his heart, "Mother called him Dad. Doesn't that mean he is my grandpa? But that's not right. Mother never said that grandpa is still alive." Then do you know what family they are? What is their name if they are still alive? At this moment, Lin Rei asked Lin Feng and Lin Ro with confusion. His tone was full of coercion. Perhaps Lin Rei himself did not feel it. Perhaps it was because he had been in a high position for a long time. I don't know. They didn't tell us their names. As for our school, it seems that they gave it to our class. Anyway, every once in a while, they would give us a sum of money, but they never showed their faces. At this moment, when Lin Feng's eyes met Lin Rei's eyes again, he unconsciously avoided them and said in an aggrieved tone. Beside him, Lin Ro was also holding her stomach with one hand and looked very aggrieved. Alas! All right, you don't have to worry about this matter. Since it's fine, let's go out and eat. We haven't had a meal in such a long time. At this time, Lin Rei felt the strangeness of his younger brother and sister, and the guilt on his face became even more apparent. He was extremely vexed in his heart. Oh, sure. We can finally eat. After hearing Lin Rei's words, Lin Feng's and Lin Ro's tone was completely different. Lin Feng only responded with a faint sound, but Lin Ro was different. After hearing Lin Rei say that they could eat soon, Lin Rei's sad face instantly became radiant, as if she had become a different person. Hee, let's go. Today, I'll show you your brother's cooking skills. After saying that, Lin Rei directly stood up from the bed and stretched out his hand to help Lin Ro up from the bed. As for Lin Feng, Lin Rei didn't care about him at all, because Lin Rei knew that even without him, Lin Feng could get up by himself. After all, Lin Feng had been taking care of Lin Ro for the past 2 years. Slowly, the three of them arrived at the restaurant. At this time, the 4 dark operation members who were sent out by Lin Rei to buy groceries had been waiting in the restaurant for a long time. When they saw Lin Rei and the other 2, they quickly bowed and greeted them. The 4 of us greet young master, second young master, and third miss. When the 3 of them arrived at the restaurant, they also saw the 4 of them. After hearing their greetings, Lin Rei nodded slightly and said faintly, "Well, there's nothing else here. You can leave first and guard the door. No matter who it is, don't come in. If there is an intruder, you know what to do." At the end of his words, Lin Rei's body revealed a trace of killing intent as he said to the 4 of them, "Yes, sir." After hearing Lin Rei's words, even without the reminder of killing intent, the 4 of them knew what to do. After receiving the task, the 4 of them turned and left. In the entire room, other than Lin Rei, there were only Lin Feng and Lin Ro. "Well, you can walk around. This will be our home from now on. If you're not familiar with it, you'll inevitably be ridiculed by others. There's still a long time to cook. You can go first." Looking at his younger brother and sister, Lin Rei directly asked them to walk around and familiarize themselves with the layout of the villa. As for himself, he had already taken over the entire kitchen. After speaking, Lin Rei walked into the kitchen alone. Big brother. Second brother. Do you think our big brother can cook? He's already made that kind of food. What should we do? At this time, sitting at the dining table and looking at Lin Rei's back as he walked into the kitchen, Lin Ro couldn't help but speculate in her heart. Her face revealed a frightened expression. Little sister, you think too highly of your second brother. I've been separated from Big Brother for 2 years. How would I know if Big Brother can cook? Moreover, look at this villa. It's at least 40 to 50 million yuan. I really can't imagine what kind of business Big Brother is in to be able to earn so much money in 2 years. After hearing his little sister's words, the first thing that Lin Feng thought of was not his big brother's cooking skills, but the villa, the cars outside, and the subordinates who were like bodyguards. After speaking, Lin Feng walked upstairs by himself. Along the way, Lin Feng kept looking at this kind of luxurious yet classical villa. Every decoration was worth a lot of money. This puzzled Lin Feng. He even wondered if his brother was selling drugs now. When Lin Ro saw her second brother directly going upstairs, she hurriedly stood up and chased after Lin Feng. She ran all the way and finally caught up to Lin Feng on the 3rd floor. "Second brother, I say, can you stop thinking like that all the time? Maybe Big Brother really transferred a lot of money in these 2 years. At this moment, Lin Rei, who was standing in the kitchen, smiled helplessly as he listened to his younger brother and sister talk about him. For a moment, he didn't know what to say. Forget it, I'll just say whatever I want. Let's cook first. It's been a day and they haven't eaten yet. Soon, Lin Rei put all his worries to the back of his mind and focused on cooking for Lin Feng and Lin Ro. For Lin Rei, who had been cooking on the island of the Sea of Innocence for 6 years, the seafood bought by the dark department was a piece of cake. Soon, plate after plate of delicious seafood and some ordinary home-cooked dishes were all prepared. Now that everything was ready, Linley took out 2 jugs of carved flower wine from his storage ring, which he had stored in the profound sky continent. And then, after placing all of the prepared dishes on the table, he raised his head and called out to Lin Feng and Bibi, who were strolling around upstairs. Xiao Feng, Xiao Ro, the food is ready. Come down quickly. If you come down late, I'll finish all the delicious food. Dong 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 dong. After Lin Rei shouted upstairs, he heard the sound of people coming down the stairs. In an instant, Lin Rei sat down and pretended to eat until Lin Ro ran down anxiously. After seeing what Lin Rei was doing, she came to the table reluctantly and acted coquettishly. Big brother, how can you do this? They haven't come down yet and you're already eating. While speaking, Lin Ro didn't stay idle. She picked up her chopsticks and began to stuff food into her mouth. Haha, slow down, slow down. No one is fighting with you. There's so much food. If it's not enough, I'll make more. At this moment, Lin Rei laughed happily. From the beginning to the end, except for when he lost his memory, he had never laughed like this before. At this moment, Lin Feng came down from upstairs. Although he still looked unhappy, it didn't affect Lin Rei's mood. Okay, hurry up and eat. Tell me if it's not enough and I'll make more for you. After saying that, Lin Rei opened the jar of wine that he had prepared, poured a bowl of wine, and poured it into his mouth. Gulp! The 2 people who were eating at the side heard the sound and looked up. When they saw their big brother drinking, they were stunned. What's wrong? At this moment, Lin Rei realized that they were drinking the same amount. In an instant, his face turned red and he asked them, Big brother, you've never drunk before. And I heard you say that drinking is bad and you hate people who drink. Now you're? Yes. Not only that, your wine seems to be very tasty. It smells quite good. Suddenly, Lin Rei's face showed a smile of understanding. He said to Lin Feng and the others, You'll understand in the future. Under a certain amount of pressure, drinking is the best. And my wine is good stuff. Even if they give me 10 million, 100 million, or even more, I won't buy it. Okay, hurry up and eat. After eating, hurry up and go to sleep. I'll take you around tomorrow. After saying that, Lin Rei picked up the jar of wine and drank alone. This scene fell into the eyes of Lin Feng and Lin Feng. The meal was quickly finished, and the 2 jugs of wine that Linley had brought out had been finished as well. Looking at Lin Ro, whose mouth was covered in oil, Linley smiled and said to them, Let's go. You can go to whichever room you like. After breakfast tomorrow, I'll take you to buy something. By the way, I'll give each of you half of a bank card. This way, you can buy whatever you want in the future. Beside them, Lin Ro, who was already full, jumped up from the chair when she heard Lin Rei's words. She came to Lin Rei's side and acted coquettishly. It was as if the feeling of being full before had disappeared when Lin Rei finished speaking. Chapter 193. Aya, alright. Get some rest. Wake up early tomorrow and I'll show you around. At this moment, looking at his sister who was hugging his arm, Linley dotingly patted her head and said, Okay. Got it, big brother. Hearing Linley's words, the 2 hurriedly headed to the 3rd floor. Soon, Linley's divine sense saw them select a room, then walk in and close the door. Ha ha. At this moment, Linley looked at the plates on the table and smiled helplessly. He stood up and cleaned up the plates on the table before returning to his room. However, Linley wasn't going to sleep right now. The moment he returned to his room, Lin Rei entered the cloud pagoda in the system and went straight to the 9th floor. Everyone here was his brother, disciple, wife, and son. After opening the 9th floor, Lin Rei saw that everyone was cultivating. He didn't disturb anyone and went to his wife. Jinling. Lin Rei felt guilty when he saw his wife cultivating so hard. Jinling's life wasn't supposed to be so boring. Ling. Squatting down, he used his divine sense to gently call out to Jinling, who was in the midst of cultivation. Soon Jinling, who had been in the midst of cultivation, opened her eyes. Her gaze was filled with delight as she looked at Linley. "Husband, why did you take so long to come see me? I missed you so much these few days." As soon as she opened her eyes, she saw the person she had been thinking about day and night. Jinling happily threw herself into Linley, who was squatting beside her. In an instant, Linley and Jinling fell to the ground, but their faces were full of blissful smiles. Their eyes met, as if they had endless things to say, and at that moment, they had said all that they wanted to. "All right, Ling. I'm here to take you out. You can be with me in the future." At first, Jinling was very happy to see Linley. However, when she heard his words, Jinling was so excited that she jumped up from the ground. She was like a child, and the smile on her face was even brighter. "Haha, all right, let's go. I'll take out in 2 days." Looking at his wife's appearance, Linley smiled and stood up. He put his arm around Jinling's waist and moved his mind. When he opened his eyes, he had already appeared in his room. "All right, open your eyes." Lin Rei came to his room and looked at Jinling, who was in his arms with her eyes closed. Lin Rei chuckled and said to her. Hearing her husband's words, Jinling opened her eyes and looked at the things in front of her with a puzzled look in her eyes. Where is this place, husband? And these things, they look so exquisite." Jinling opened her eyes and looked at the novel things in front of her. She looked at Lin Rei and asked in puzzlement. "Haha, you'll know about these things in the future." Lin Rei took out the modern memory jade from his storage ring. He handed it to Jinling and said, "Here, absorb it." "You'll know what these things are in the future." Jinling took the jade obediently when she heard Lin Rei's words. Then, she placed it between her eyebrows and operated her cultivation method. Instantly, the memory in the jade began to appear in Jinling's mind bit by bit. The memory and Jinling's memory merged bit by bit. At this time, Jinling's expression was even more colorful. One moment, she was pleasantly surprised, and the next moment, she was shocked. Lin Rei, who was watching this scene from the side, was full of helplessness. Time passed by little by little. 10 minutes later, Jinling put down her hand from between her eyebrows. She said excitedly with a surprised expression on her face. "Husband, is this a habit of this planet? And the things I saw were all things I've never seen before." At this moment, Jinling was like a curious baby. After waking up, she grabbed Lin Rei's arm and shook it vigorously. Okay, there's still a long time in the future. Tomorrow, I'll take you to the mall to buy some beautiful clothes and necessities. Is that okay?" At this moment, Lin Rei's heart was filled with unspeakable bitterness. He originally thought that Jinling would not be so crazy. In the end, Lin Rei's imagination was wrong. At this time, even if Lin Rei was a cultivator in the middle stage of the crossing calamity stage, he could not bear being shaken by Jinling like this. "I got it." Seeing that Jinling was no longer shaking, Lin Rei backhanded Jinling's waist and pressed her on the bed. Then, a scene played out in the room. Every minute of the night was worth 1,000 gold. Time passed quietly, and in the blink of an eye, it was the next morning. At this time, in Lin Rei's room, Jinling got up from Lin Rei's body. After putting on her clothes, she quietly opened the door, went downstairs, and went to the kitchen. After getting the modern memory, Jinling knew how to cook and how to use the modern things. When she came downstairs, Jinling took out what should be eaten in the morning, turned on the fire, and quickly made a lot of breakfast, and then put it on the table. This should be enough." Looking at the food in front of her, Jinling smiled slightly, then strolled to Lin Rei's room and gently pinched Lin Rei's nose. Achoo! Suddenly, a sneeze woke Lin Rei up from his sleep. Looking at Jinling, who was teasing him, Lin Rei didn't say a word and directly carried Jinling to the bed. In an instant, a fiery kiss directly kissed Jinling until she surrendered. Okay, hubby. I won't dare to do it again in the future." Just let me go this time. Haha, it's good that you know. This time, I'll treat it as a lesson. I'll see if you dare to do it again in the future. Hearing Jean Ling's pleas, Lin Rei released Jean Ling and began to put on his clothes. By the way, Ling, don't call me hubby in the future. In this era, hubby is outdated. You can call me hubby or brother Lei. At this moment, Lin Rei, who was putting on his clothes, suddenly thought of something and said to Jean Ling, "Oh, got it. Hubby." "Oh no, hubby." At this time, Jean Ling, who was standing by the side and tidying up her clothes, heard Lin Rei's words, pouted and said reluctantly, "Okay, put on your clothes and quickly come down to eat. I've already prepared it for you." After Jean Ling said to Lin Rei, she was ready to go outside, but was stopped by Lin Rei. "Wait, you just came out. I forgot to introduce you. I've already found my younger brother and sister. They are upstairs. Later, go and wake them up to eat together. Today, they will also go to the mall with us. Also, don't let them know our real identity. I don't want to tell them yet." "Ah, your younger brother and sister are also here?" At this time, Jean Ling, who was stopped by Lin Rei, stopped in place. After hearing her husband's words, her face revealed a surprised expression. "You can call them Xiao Feng and Xiao Rou like me." After speaking, Lin Rei got out of bed, then took Jean Ling's hand and left the room. However, when they reached the stairs, the two parted ways. One went to the third floor, and the other went to the restaurant. Dong dong dong. Dong dong dong. When Jean Ling came to the third floor, she knocked on one of the doors nervously. It could be seen that Jean Ling was very nervous. "Who is it?" "Gotcha." Not long after Jean Ling knocked on the door, Lin Rou's voice came along with the sound of the door opening. "That. Xiao Rou, your brother asked you to go to the restaurant to eat." And at this time, after hearing Jean Ling's voice, Lin Rou immediately woke up from her hazy sleep. Her eyes stared at the woman in front of her who she had never seen before. For a moment, her eyes were full of doubts. I'm sorry. May I ask who you are?" "I am your brother's wife, and also your sister-in-law." After saying this, Jean Ling quickly went into a room and knocked on the door. The result was the same. They were all suspicious of Jean Ling's identity. After waking them up, Jean Ling quickly went downstairs and came to Lin Rei's side. She lowered her head and began to eat breakfast. "Hee, what's wrong? You're shy already. You haven't even met the parents yet. You're just two children, and you're already like this?" At this time, Lin Rei, who was eating, noticed Jean Ling's behavior and immediately teased her. "Humph, you only know how to laugh at me. If you laugh again, don't come into my room tonight. Moreover, it will be a month later. See if I don't suffocate you to death." After hearing this, Lin Rei, who was originally smiling, instantly collapsed. "Don't, wife. I won't dare to do it again. This time, it's your husband's fault." At this time, Lin Rei's face was full of bitterness as he begged Jean Ling, "Humph, it's good that you know. When my brother and sister come out later, you must say more good things about me. If my image is not good, you won't have an easy time tonight." After saying this, Jean Ling turned her head and looked as if she didn't want to say anything more. She picked up the food on the table and began to eat. Why now? Brother." Just when Lin Rei was about to say something, Lin Feng and Lin Rou had already dressed up and came to the dining room. "You two go ahead. Let me introduce you. This is your sister-in-law. In the future, when you see her, it's like seeing me. Don't bully her." At this time, Lin Rei was thinking of all ways to please Jean Ling. He didn't want to have no room to sleep at night. "Hello, sister-in-law." When the two heard Lin Rei's words, they hurriedly greeted Jean Ling, who was eating. Although the doubts in their eyes didn't dissipate, they still had to listen to Lin Rei's words. It's our first time meeting. I don't have anything to give you. I'll go out later to make up for it." Chapter 194. At this moment, Jean Ling looked nervous and embarrassed, but in fact, she was very happy. When Lin Rei introduced her to Lin Feng and the others, she was already laughing in her heart. Who didn't want to be proud in front of their man's family? Okay, we got it, sister-in-law. Lin Rei, who had been eating silently, felt very helpless when he heard their conversation. What did they mean by making up for it later? In the end, it was still his money. However, this was just a thought, and he couldn't say it out loud. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to go back to his room to sleep at night. Okay, stop talking. Hurry up and eat. At this moment, Lin Rei had finished eating and stood up. Looking at them chatting enthusiastically, he was very happy for a moment. Soon, under Lin Rei's urging, they finished eating in a short while. After they were all dressed up, they came to the yard and waited for Lin Rei. Okay, let's go. However, the car can't come by itself. You have to let them be your drivers. Lin Rei walked out, followed by the 4 men who went to pick them up from school. Each of them was very handsome, but they were always serious, so people didn't dare to get close to them. Got it. Hearing their elder brother's words, the 2 of them were obviously a little unhappy, but there was no other way. It was useless to resist. Okay, let's go. Seeing their compromise, Lin Rei smiled, then took Jin Ling's hand and went to the car. Lin Feng and Lin Ro also went to the back seat of the other car. Everything was ready. The 2 cars drove to their destination, the largest shopping mall in Beijing. There was no traffic jam along the way, and there was no one following behind as Lin Rei imagined. However, this made Lin Rei a little anxious. The weather was very clear today, and the sun was high in the sky. However, this didn't affect the nature of Lin Rei, Jin Ling, and the others. As for Lin Feng and Lin Ro, it was not certain. After all, they were not cultivators. Soon, Lin Rei and the others arrived at the largest shopping mall. Lin Rei parked the car in the parking space, opened the door, and got out. At the same time, Lin Feng and Lin Ro also got out of the car. Lin Rei led them into the shopping mall. Little sister, little brother, you can buy whatever you want. Today, I'll buy you a car. No matter what it is, as long as you want it. Lin Rei walked into the shopping mall and took out the black card. After showing it to Lin Feng and Lin Ro, he put it away. As the saying goes, don't show your wealth to others. Oh, we got it. Then big brother, you have to keep your word. No matter what we buy, you have to buy it for us. At this moment, Lin Ro, who had been standing silently at the side, immediately perked up after hearing her brother's words. She asked excitedly with a smile on her face. Yes, I said it. After getting Lin Rei's permission, Lin Ro and Lin Feng went crazy without restraint. However, Lin Rei didn't expect that the craziest ones weren't Lin Feng and Lin Ro, but Jin Ling, who had just been released by Lin Rei from the Cloud Tower yesterday. Of course, Jin Ling didn't need Lin Rei's permission to buy things. After entering the shopping mall, she had to buy things alone. Lin Rei obviously didn't have it easy, but in the end, Jin Ling took a step back. In the end, the dark group member became Jin Ling's bodyguard. Okay, your sister-in-law has become a runaway horse. You guys go take a look. I'll take a look myself. In a while, I'll bring all the things you want to buy to the checkout area. Then, we'll pay together. When we're done here, we'll go to the bank and help you get 2 bank cards. Then, I'll transfer some money to your cards. Lin Ro and Lin Ro, who had been obediently standing beside Lin Rei, heard their big brother's words. Their eyes lit up and they excitedly walked upstairs. However, Lin Feng stayed where he was. Why don't you go take a look? Seeing that Lin Feng didn't move, Lin Rei couldn't help but ask, don't you like it here? No, it's just that you want to buy clothes too, right? It just so happens that we can go to the same place. After hearing Lin Feng's explanation, Lin Rei smiled and led Lin Feng to the men's section on the 3rd floor. Little brother, since Xiao Rou isn't here, I'll ask again. Do you know where mother went? At this moment, Lin Rei couldn't help but ask again on the way to the men's section. However, after hearing Lin Rei's question, Lin Feng's expression clearly changed. The original indifference turned into a bit of fear. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei was even more certain that Lin Feng knew something that he didn't. Big brother, well, you don't have to say any more. It's fine if you don't want to tell me. I don't believe that the person who kidnapped mother will never appear. Okay, I won't ask you about this. When they arrived at the men's section, Lin Rei stopped pressuring Lin Feng. He smiled and led Lin Feng into a men's clothing store. Handsome guys, what kind of clothes do you want to buy? Who wants to buy them? We have just received a batch of French handmade suits. I wonder if the two of you are interested in them? At this moment, after Linley and Bibi had entered the clothing store, a middle-aged woman, whose face was covered with thick makeup and who Linley didn't want to look at a second time, walked over to Linley and Bibi and asked in a friendly manner. Lin Rei was fine, but Lin Feng couldn't. After seeing the makeup on the shop assistant's face, he didn't raise his head and curled the corners of his mouth. Seeing this, Lin Rei just smiled. Well, take out all your French custom-made suits. Let my brother try them on. Oh, okay. Wait here, you two. Hearing Lin Rei's words, the shop assistant hurriedly walked inside. After a while, she took out 4 suits of different colors. Handsome, look, this is called a black suit. You bought so many suits. Let's go look for other clothes. You can't just wear a suit all the time. Seeing that the matter had been resolved, Linley headed outside, and Lin Feng hurriedly followed behind him. At this moment, after seeing Lin Rei leave, the shop assistant couldn't help but mutter, "Oh my god, that young master actually has a black card. How good would it be if I could marry him?" At this moment, Lin Rei, who had just walked out of the shop, suddenly heard the shop assistant's words. His legs turned to jelly and he almost fell to the ground. Fortunately, Lin Rei beside him was quick enough to support him. Of course, Lin Rei certainly couldn't tell Lin Feng the real reason. He couldn't say that he had just heard the shop assistant's words. It's okay. Let's go take a look at that shop. It seems to be a place that sells sportswear and shoes. Since we're here once, I can buy it for you all at once. As he spoke, Lin Rei reached out and took the bags in Lin Feng's hands. He said with a smile, "Little Feng, you go in first. See if there are any clothes that you like. I'll follow behind you. If there are any, just buy them directly. Remember, don't be afraid to save money, as long as it's something that you like." You're tuning in to the Xueqi's Martial Arts Saga YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.